up, everybody? Happy Sunday, happy New Year. And if you're making it here from our brand new Nerdy Lemons channel podcast, we love to see you. Thank you for being here. But today we've got some exciting topics for you, and we're excited to be back to chat with you about them. So first, we're going to do our introductions per usual, and we're going to go ahead and start with the lovely Atari.
Hi, I'm Atari. I'm a UK-based creator with a love for all things gaming, music, lifestyle, and personal development. I've been taking a break from most socials, but I'm mainly on Twitch and YouTube under Hey Atari.
What's up, guys? I'm Galhup. I am in California, West Coast. I'm also taking a little bit of a content creation break, but I mostly stream Halo, Battlefield, and when people are feeling froggy, we hop in Party Animals, and I hand out fades and give out L's. So yeah, man, that's me. Follow me on Twitch at GALHUP and TikTok at GALHUP.live, and yeah, that's me. Man.
What's up, everybody? My name is Games Prime. We call me GDP. I'm a variety gamer that tends to play, futuristic and action games quite a bit. You can catch me on Mecha Break. You can catch me on God Breakers. Heck, you might catch me on some fighting games like Tekken 8, 2XKO, Dragon Ball Sparking Zero. I'd like to, play games like that and have fun. And I'm also working on a YouTube channel and things of that nature, so you can check me out there at AyoGDP, and also do have socials on Instagram and Twitter.
What it do? It's your boy Ron. Variety streamer, retro gamer, music lover. You can catch me on Twitch at Jerome, JUHHROME, TikTok, JUHHROME, period, and on Instagram, JUHHROME.
Please don't forget to follow our lovely podcast hosts and see more. Click their profile, click their links, and show some love. All right, so our first topic: a Mr. Beast contestant betrays his team for $1 million. So the situation is that team captains were pulled onto a stage and looking down at their teammates, and a money counter is rolling. The money counter is going up and up and up. It started at like 40,000, and just consistently went up until at some point it reached $1 million. Mr. Beast is in the back. He's trying to convince people, take the bride. This is $1 million. Guy goes, bow, slaps it, takes the $1 million. And, his teammates, of course, were upset because that means essentially they were eliminated from the competition. So the real question here is, would you do it if you were in his place?
I'm getting this money. I'm keeping a bucket food.
I don't know if I could do it.
No, absolutely not. How could he betray his teammates? How could he betray the people that he was sitting there working with this entire time for such a measly amount of money?
It was only the fourth episode.
Yeah, I would have done the same thing. We're not even going to see him.
Come on, man.
I mean, listen, dog.
I'm going home $1 million. I'm going to keep it
stacked. I can do this. I'll take that, right? I'll get the no. I'll probably split it. I'll be nice and split it.
That's what I was thinking. I would give them a little bit.
Showing. Yeah, but
I would split it. I would split it too.
I don't know if I would. And this is as a lifelong watcher of Survivor and all these strategic game shows, you go on a game show, that does not mean money is guaranteed to you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You're going. The money was never theirs to begin with. They weren't guaranteed it. They don't know who their captains are, these people that they're going to be on a team with, True. And I know when you're playing a game and when you're dealing with other people and large sums of money, personal feelings are bound to get in the way. And it's hard not to villainize someone for playing the very same game that they're trying to play. True. But I don't know, people need to learn how to detach themselves from taking it personally. I just hope that they provide counselors and therapists, because I think a lot of people don't understand that it is a game show, and game shows are like lotteries. There's only gonna be a one person winning out of that. I don't know how many people play this game. It's like a lottery. You're not guaranteed it. So If I'm
Right.
taking it, fair enough. That's part of the rules. That's part of the game. The host of the game is telling you to take it because that's part of it, is the temptation to
Yeah.
take it. So there can't be any hard feelings. You can't be like, I'm depending on this money, because it's not yours to begin with. You know?
True.
That's
So
fair.
I
That's a good point.
I just think, as like someone who watches a lot of game shows, that's just the nature of the game.
That's
So, a lot of what his teammates were saying once he inevitably pressed it, because some of them were crying. Some of them are crying. Like, there's millions, and mind you, it's episode 4. We're not even halfway through the season. Like, we're on episode 4. So, like, some of them were like crying. They were like, you gave your word, like basically they elected him as team captain and said, hey, we can trust you, right? He's like, yeah, of course you can trust me. Yes. Backstab.
Hey, it's part of the game.
It's part of the
got-
game.
Definitely, it's
Listen,
part of the game.
I
I wouldn't play
I-
like that, dishonestly, but
I don't think I could do it. I don't think I could.
could.
I don't think my conscience could cover.
Make friends. I'm here to get
Listen,
this
I don't
money.
think $1 million could clear my conscience, man. I'd blow the first half of that, and then I start to feel bad. So I'm like, damn.
That's fair. Okay, so
it's
what
running low, and I still feel bad.
what happened with him? Because really the question is, was it going to be worth it? Like the betrayal, because they were looking him in his eyes, crying. Like, I don't know if I could take looking them in their eyes after I
I couldn't do
backstabbed
it.
them.
Yeah.
But he posted to his Twitter account. He said, "Yeah, I wasn't really sure about my decision for a little while, and then after I got the money in my account, I know I made the right decision. I did it for my family. I stood 10 toes on
He
it. So
said, once I hopped in that Lambo,
Yeah.
I knew I
I'm
had
good.
You know what I'm saying? Lambo doors.
Lamborghini doors.
Lambo doors again."
Oh,
Okay.
What?
So my follow-up question is, how do you guys feel like if you were one of the other team captains, right? And you made the decision, I'm not pushing the button, I'm gonna play the game, because there's lots of money on the table. This wasn't his only opportunity to make money, but I'm just gonna play the game, and I'm gonna do it the right way, right? He pushes the $1 million button. How are you feeling?
I'm pissed.
That's fair.
I
Yeah.
would be like, at least I won't get
I'm an idiot.
socially media harassed for the rest of my life. That's the only positive.
That's fine.
True.
I'm gonna feel like an idiot.
Hey, this one I'll say about like maybe until next season or whatever. That's about it. But yeah, I mean, yeah, that's about it.
I'm not gonna lie. I don't know if I could have done it. I like the lady. She was like, "You." What did she say? She said, "You slimy. You grimy for that. You ain't look right in the eyes of God." Like, and I was like, "Oh, dang!" Like she was going in.
That's okay. That's
She was
that's-
She's
going
just
in.
mad
I
because
was
she
like,
went up
whoa.
there too. She would have done the same thing. She was up
That's
there.
what I
Let's be honest.
mean. Yeah, about taking it personally.
She
Like,
took
you
it. She
can't
took it
detach.
very
Yeah.
personal.
Yeah, you
You
can't.
knew
You
what
can't.
you signed up for when you got on that show. Like,
Yeah.
y'all,
Right.
everybody be out here making friends and having relationships and stuff.
Yeah.
Y'all to get this money.
That's something people gotta understand. You can't be doing that. You just can't. All right. Look, this is literally just like any other job. You can't sit here be making friends all the time and stuff, because when things hit the fan, or the chance someone's ever walk out that door, the chance you ever seen them again is very slim to none.
Mhm.
All right.
Very true.
So you got to understand, this is a game show. You're here for the same thing. Don't be mad if someone beats you to the punch.
Facts.
Eh.
Very true.
They might do it. They might do it just to finesse you. We like
Exactly.
Oh yeah, we know that this person is a strong opponent or whatnot. We're going to go ahead and we going lose this one just so that we can put him in whatever bottom two, so that he can duke it out, so he can get out of here. Who knows? You know what I'm saying? It's a strat. It's
Exactly.
so yeah, they just gotta got their feelings. Man.
So y'all all pressing the button. Y'all all taking the
Absolutely.
button.
Because you
Yes,
know what? I'm
yes.
not gonna lie.
I'ma
I'm
be
judging
like
y'all.
this.
I'm
I'ma
judging
be
because
like
if that
this.
was all of us, you're pushing the button on us.
That's
Hold
different.
on.
though,
First
'cause
of
I know
all,
y'all.
yeah, that's different. You can't do that. You can't
But
do that.
also, I would
Obviously,
She's
we're
still
going to split
sucking
amongst
it.
each other because we're homies. We know this, right?
Right.
We're talking about strangers.
Right.
You're on a team with
This is
strangers.
what I'm saying, bro.
Like, hold
Listen.
on.
Okay, that's fair. That's fair. That's fair.
I would press the button, but I would do it differently. I wouldn't be like dishonest. I wouldn't be like, yeah, y'all can trust me. I wouldn't have made promises.
Like, I'm going to push the button when it gets to $1 million.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fair. I feel like if people know beforehand, it's not as much of a, but I feel like I was watching him. You could tell he struggled with the decision. Like you could tell he was like, my family. Like, I got to do it for my family. And then he just like, I'm sorry.
I would too.
I'm not going to lie. Okay.
I would have done the same thing.
I think part of it was watching the money counter go up, like you're kind of like imagining as the money counter is going up, like what could change for you and your family. And I think based on that, because, me saying, I don't think I would do it. I feel like that's based on being outside of that environment, and like, I got bills, I got groceries, I got stuff to do too. Like, obviously like how we were saying, like we wouldn't do that here and we know these people, but for strangers, I don't know.
Y'all getting earthed. Yeah. I don't know.
Look. I'm sure all of us here have seen Squid Game, right?
Mm-hmm.
I've never seen it.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, check it out because it's basically the same concept. It's the same concept, but people actually die.
Yeah. Okay, could you do it in that instance? If you push a button and somebody dies?
Hell no.
For $1 million?
I'm getting out of here. No, man. What?
Okay.
I couldn't do it.
Okay.
I couldn't do it.
It's gonna be you before me.
I know.
I would hate to be in that situation anyway.
Why would I be
playing the wallet flip game?
I make sure I'm paying my dues as look.
Listen, okay, yeah. If it was like I die or somebody else die, bro, then okay, yeah. I obviously gotta, protect my chicken. But like, if in this situation, I'm on the ledge here. I'm on the ledge by myself here. It'd be so hard for me to be like, I got y'all. Don't even fucking work. Like, I couldn't do it, dog. That is grimy, bro. That is grimy.
It's tough though.
I know my conscience would be. I feel
my conscience would be wrecked for sure.
Might be top-notch scum god.
That's why I hope they have like good counseling and therapists for anybody who's on the show, because some people can't handle it.
Some people can't handle that shit. Yeah.
But why would you sign up for it?
No, that's facts.
Because they want the money.
No, that's facts.
You watch the show and you know how things is going to be. You should already come in that mindset, like, yo,
you should be ready.
If you watch the show and niggas is grimy on that shit, then you kind of have to. You gotta tap into that.
Y'all are assuming people are reasonable.
I want to be friends.
That's true.
No, people are reasonable.
No, that's true. It's true. You gotta adopt the mindset, like you said, Atari. Like on Survivor, like you gotta. It's about you. There's one winner.
Outwit.
Is one winner.
I mean, of course, you're gonna have your alliance and stuff like that, but you gotta also be that too.
You're gonna have to betray them at some point.
Yeah,
you're gonna have to look out for yourself at some point. Yeah, you're not wrong.
Only one winner.
I've never actually watched Survivor, so
oh my God.
I would have been walking in there so naive.
Oh my
so good.
My wife has applied. She will be on. Yeah,
that was
oh my God.
Oh, that's lit.
I could talk about Survivor forever.
It was popular.
Really?
Yeah, it was popular.
I saw them eating it was either roaches or spiders, I'm not sure, and then that was the time I decided I will never be watching it again.
That's old school Survivor.
Okay.
Things have changed.
Okay.
Oh shit! Hey, I remember by Fear Factor.
They would like
it might have been
on
Fear
TV
Factor.
on Survivor. It's they don't do that shit.
Okay. It might have been Fear Factor actually. Okay. Well, then that will take us into our next topic, and this banner is slightly wrong. Because the game itself isn't fully AI, but the artwork and the images that were generated for it are AI. So basically what's happening is that a developer, he's been with his girlfriend for a month, and he developed a game last summer that uses AI generated artwork to, showcase the game. And as a result, he realized AI is not actually free. This is a quote. AI is not actually free, and it has a major effect on the economy and environment. And he said that by it just existing, future games could possibly, get the budget that they need, future AI games, and leading to a pull from the economy and hardworking people, et cetera, et cetera. Yeah. So my question is, for GDP first, how do you feel about this whole situation and, you know, what his decision was based on what you've found about it.
Me personally, I say good on his part. He did do something that he thought was, you know, cool and creative, but he did it the wrong way, and he has come to understand that, right? There's nothing wrong with changing your opinion about someone once you get the knowledge of it. Mm-hmm. Nothing wrong with that at all. And the fact that he did take that, so I'm like, you know what? I not realized it costed like all these issues. So I don't want to be a part of that. I don't want AI companies, you know, using my stuff as an example in order to, you know, promote this and then make things worse later in the long run. So I was like, you know what? I'm gonna change it up. So and you know, props to him for that. Seriously.
Yeah, and I mean, he said he coded the game entirely himself, and you know, with the buzz and the promo that it got, you know, being an AI game, I imagine that moving forward, if he wanted to reach out to somebody to, you know, kind of take over the art direction, I think that he could.
Absolutely.
But I was wondering, had any of you guys played the game?
No, never heard of it.
Because it's called Hardest. It's like a card battle, like rock paper scissors type thing. And a lot of the community is saying really genuinely, like it's like AI slop, which is interesting because he said he coded the game himself, but I imagine he probably had the help of AI, maybe.
Of course, that were
AI.
Yeah. And so there's a quote from him that said like, well, like you mentioned that he coded everything himself, and he said, so I can make, or in the future, I can make a game with real assets if I feel like it. So he obviously does have the skills, and he knows that he can make the assets. He already has the knowledge of like how to release and market a game. So I hope like with this, he'll just keep learning and come out with something that he can say that's 100% himself, whether he chooses to like keep being a solo dev or like work with somebody else. At least he has the knowledge.
Yeah, and that's go for it.
Sorry. Also, he was getting a lot of hate, but we know how social media is. Everything is so black and white. But I think that anyone demonizing this guy needs to like take a step back and show a bit of compassion, because sure, he was ignorant, but he was also open-minded and decent enough to like listen to his girlfriend and realize the harm that AI is doing and the harm and potential that it has to do in the future. And I just think it was a great call.
Yeah, and I think that's, you know, one of the more important parts of the mission. Gallup, were you gonna interject there?
No, yeah, I was just gonna agree with Atari. Like, you know, I think there's a lot of echo chamber stuff around AI. Like, not a lot of people think for themselves around how they should feel about it. You know what I mean? And so I agree with Atari. Like, I feel like when people hear that somebody used AI to make something, it's like an instant, you know, it's part of the cancel culture thing, but it's like an instant, like, nope, they used AI like one time and we hate them now forever, you know. But it's like, well, wait a second, like, this person is taking accountability for the mistake that they made, and they're being very vocal and clear about how they are like righting their wrongs. Gonna give them a chance, like gonna give this person some grace. Like, you gotta, like you said, Atari, like, you gotta extend people the same amount of grace, especially if they want to do better, you know what I mean? So I was just gonna agree with you, yeah, for sure.
And I think that's important, you know, like, I think, you know, initially speaking, a lot of people were saying like, I can't believe he even bothered with AI. And, you know, again, like how you said it, like, sorry, like, let's be real. Let's be real, because, you know, I get it. There are some people who know a lot about it, right? But to sit there and belittle him because he wasn't, because we throw this word ignorant around on social media, like, oh, he just doesn't know and he's stupid, he's da-da-da-da. And like, if they don't know something, and again, how you said open-minded, like, you can't tax somebody for what they don't know, but you can tax them for what they do after they do know. And I feel like that's the important distinction, is like, he didn't know the complete impact, and the moment he found out, I don't know how the conversations went, obviously, but when he did find out, he made a decision that he felt justified in. And, you know, everybody on the internet acts like, oh, well, I wouldn't make that decision, so my decision is the only correct decision. It's like,
this is what I'm saying, dog.
They be lying. They do
lying out they fucking ass.
Yeah, don't
yeah.
comment sections is the
acting
most-
like they've never tried to use AI before, bro.
Yeah.
Everybody has tried to do something with it, bro.
something, at least something.
Something.
It
Maybe
might not
listen,
be like
whether
the big thing, but you did something.
you tried out of curiosity, you tried to see what did it, but like to then go and be like, you guys are fucking stupid for using this. It's like, bro, let's run the receipts. Let's
Yeah.
go back to when you tried it. Like you know what I mean? Like, I don't know. This goes across the board, but like people tend to get on their high horse about shit that they, it's like you learn something and then you turn back and you like belittle people that didn't learn the thing that you just learned. You know what I mean? It's like anybody who's like a born again in any religion. It's like, you're doing this wrong. It's like, bro,
That's not a book.
Just got there. Like all of a sudden you're so high and mighty.
They're still flipping through the Bible as they're telling. No, I remember.
It's crazy, dude. It's
Yeah.
people think they're above any kind of criticism for whatever reason, bro. People think
Honestly.
shit is stupid.
I just turn them comment sections off, man.
Hey, facts.
At this point, look,
Just have to.
we already know what the outcome is. We like y'all said before. We right our wrongs. So now that that's out the way, I don't need homeboy with no profile pic to go ahead and say that. Oh yeah, we use AI slot. Bro, you don't even, not even showing your face. I don't want to hear anything.
Right.
Okay. User with like 80 million numbers. No, I don't know.
I just have one more point to make, and I saw this quote that he had made, and it said, "I made this game during the summer in a couple months, and I thought to use AI because in university there's so much brainwashing on students, and all the tools are given for free, so I could generate unlimited images for free, and so ... And so I thought that was really interesting because, I mean, I haven't been a student for a long time, but I hear from teachers all the time that they're sick of their kids not using their own minds and going to AI for everything. But I never thought about it from like the student perspective, that they may be like encouraged from like multiple sides to take advantage of like AI to the point where it seems like the natural step to create anything. So it's very interesting to hear that.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that was actually that's one of the things I had written down to ask, because I'm wondering, right, when it comes to like how you mentioned that access, right, for the it says free and unlimited access to AI, right? And the question that it formed in my head was, do you guys feel like, I don't really know how to phrase it because I feel like it's kind of loaded, but do you guys feel like it's only going to come out one way, like that kind of set him up to be in this position? Because I think when you're in like college and you're young and you're, in a certain department, what used to happen, we used to go and network, I imagine, right? Like before AI, you would go and network and, I need art assets. Let me go to somebody in the art department. Do you guys feel like they kind of like they're kind of pushing them to do this sort of thing, right? I think you kind of, touched on it.
100%. They're promoting this to make it happen.
Yep. And from a university, like, again, I've been in school for past like 6 years. They're absolutely pushing it onto students, like in every major, right? They're saying, because there's this idea that if you don't adopt the technology now, you'll get left behind. Because especially in like art schools, which surprises me. Like there are a lot of art schools that are pushing it because they're, I'll say art schools that teach how to use art as like a utility, right? Where it's like production based, right? They're pushing this technology because they're like, well, if you're going to work in advertising or work in design or work in this, like, it's all about output. You know what I mean? It's all about like how much you can produce. And so if this tool is going to make you way more efficient in your job, this is what you gotta do this. I mean, even on like even in like, like a more research based major, the professors are like, listen, like if you want to write a research paper, you know, like this is the most efficient way to do it. So I feel like, you know, there's definitely a discrepancy between, you know, like what is efficient and what is having a negative impact on your ability to think critically, right? There's not really a conversation being had about like, hey, like, yes, sure, this could definitely make people way more productive, but what's at what cost? You know what I mean? And then we won't even get into all of the, I mean, you already said it, RJ, but like all of the environmental stuff and all of the like and economics like impact, like that goes without saying, but like how it impacts people in terms of their own their own ability to think is not being talked about in school. And I feel like that's the whole point of going to school, is to learn how to think critically, right? So this is kind of taken away from that in a lot of ways. So yeah.
It's really interesting because it, like how you were saying, it brought a thought to my head. Like when I was in college, that's where I learned like to think so critically. Like in high school, they teach you, you know, beginner, higher level thinking, higher order thinking, whatever the case is. But in college is where I really learned how to use that as a resource, especially like in a career, in social, and like, you know, living your day-to-day life. So I find it really interesting that they're pushing for something that, you know, has been shown to detriment people's ability to critical think and, you know, things like that. And to your point, you know, it being a detriment more than just to the environment, which is like so important because now we're dealing with all this stuff that's happening to the environment. But also, he said one of the reasons that he deleted the game was because it was a disgrace to all game makers and players. So, you know, you're right on the money. I think, you know, he just saw the impact it was going to have. I forgot one of the other questions I just thought to ask, but dang. Does anybody have anything else they'd like to shoot?
Y'all hit the nail on the coffin on that one.
It's
I'm not sure if it's true, but I do think that they ended up breaking up. I went to the Steam page in the comments and somebody was kind of like trolling and they were like, they'll break up in a month anyway. And he replied to the comment, like it said Dev on it, so I'm pretty sure it was him. And he said, we already broke off. So
okay, but he still stands by his decision then. Because if they've already broken up and
yeah, she did.
Win is a win.
She did her part, she broke his heart.
Win is a win. And you know, some of them, some of those Redditors, they were saying he was like, you know, it's you know, I don't post nut clarity, you know, that he was whipped, whipped, you know, things like this. And it's like, yo,
what in the terminology?
I don't know about all that.
Listen,
I know.
That's wild. That's wild.
Trolls.
Yo, that's crazy.
hey, the internet's a wild place, dog.
Yeah, you get hit with all types of bars. Like that's crazy.
They're wild people. That's for sure.
Wow.
Okay. Well, then after that, we are going to go ahead and switch over to our next topic, which is the Marvel Rivals player. You
got this.
The Marvel Rivals player who got kicked from a $40,000 tournament. Player Kingsman wanted his teammate Zaza Stack to switch to a different composition. He said that most of the teams that would be playing would be running triple support, which is apparently a new composition in Marvel Rivals where people just run 3 support characters and whatever else, you know, fits that comp. In order to stay competitive, he wanted his teammate to switch off of their main character, Black Widow, and then switch to a support character, one he found easy to play. But GDP, I'll let you take over the rest if that was enough. Yeah?
Okay, yeah, that's more than enough. All right. So a couple things that are in play, right? Number one, I don't think that this creator tournament had money going on into it in the beginning. But then that Ease was like, hey, let's add $40,000 to it just to get it hyped up and stuff, right? See, now if it's just a regular creator tournament, people just having fun, stuff like that, cool. I get like the drama would be very, very unnecessary. Everything went down. But now you put money on the line. All right. Not only put money on the line, you got somebody who's in college trying to pay off his college and who's broke at the current time, who is struggling and who just needs that money. Now it's a job. Now it's a job, right? And I understand you want to keep the vibes, keep everything fun and cool and stuff, but you still want to at least still try to be competitive at the very least. All right. Now, Zaza and them, the CC, the team leader and stuff, you don't have to worry about that. So they did not care about that in consideration. And they were very, very, I'm going to say very entitled in regards to, not switching your character. That's just being stubborn and just, you literally throw in the team because you just choose not to work with it. And let's see. Along with that, so not only, go ahead.
No, I'm confused. So, if I'm understanding this correctly, one of the teammates, like this person somebody got kicked off of their team because they didn't want to like follow what the rest of the team wanted them to do.
No. So Kingsman is the one that was asking everybody to switch because this guy plays comp. He like number one in a lot of ranks and stuff like that.
So they got kicked off the team.
No, Kingsman
got kicked off
because they wanted him to stop talking about it. That's the rest of the story.
They said, shut your bitch ass up.
Yeah. So he, I feel like he was trying to use patience because he's been playing in many tournaments, for money. He's been playing for a while, and he felt confident in his decision. Everybody's gonna run triple support. So as a result, he's like, hey, like I know you want to run this character, but we're gonna get rolled. If you run that character, like she's not an asset to us for a $40,000 tournament, Right. And, they just kind of brushed it off at first. They were like, no, like she's comfortable on this character. We don't want to, make it weird for her. Like, let's just, have her run the character she's most comfortable on. Sure. And, he's trying to let it go. And then I think every time he got upset, he was like, nah, you got to switch off to that character. Like, it's not going to work. We're going to lose. Like, it's no point in us playing if you're going to run on this character. And they're like, it's going to be fine. Like, you're basing it on, and if that person runs, that comp or whatever the case is. And he's like, it's not an if, it's a when. And I'd like to be prepared for the win. And they're like, nah, she's just going to run this character. And consistently, he just brings it up. They shut it down. He brings it up. They shut it down. And at some point, team captain, CC, says, yo, just SYBAU, basically. Yeah, and, just kind of, just let it go. Just drop it. And, as a result, people were apparently clipping his stream, sending it over to the tournament host. Tournament host calls and says, hey, I'm going to kick this guy from your team because he's being, negative and he's kind of ruining the vibe because,
Yeah, taking the fun out of it.
Yeah. Which, is one of the questions. Should that have been a thing that mattered? I'll rephrase it. Should the fun matter when it comes to a $40,000 tournament? And I know you kind of touched on a GDP, like it's a job, but
I agree with GDP.
I was about to get in this money.
I was about to. Yeah, I'm saying I agree with you, GDP. Like now that I understand what happened, this is somebody. Listen, this is a this is like a Draymond situation. Draymond trying to win this chip. And y'all ain't doing what you're supposed to be doing. Y'all need to lock in, and then Draymond out here getting suspended.
Yeah, out here kicking people and all types of stuff. Like,
yeah.
Mm-hmm. And another thing I want to add on to that, CC and them stuff, they are sponsored creators. Okay, and how they handled that situation was terrible. It was piss poor. All right, you shouldn't be telling your teammates to shut the fuck up. Right? You shouldn't be bullying him, going like, she did good, now get on his ass and all that type shit. Right? You shouldn't be over there like nagging this guy. Well, I'm not saying nagging this guy, but having him like kicked off the team like that, especially when you're just trying to make a competition and everything of that nature. Yeah. And on top of that, you shouldn't be saying things like, oh, he's black, I don't give a fuck.
And you called him a meta sleep.
I'm sorry. Wait. Back the fuck up.
Yep, here we go.
Wait. And you call him a meta sleeve.
So there is some information out.
I was getting to that point.
Oh no, you start with that, my nigga. On the Nerdy Olympics podcast, you lead with that. It's almost February, my guy.
People.
As Breezy's saying in the chat, yes, both parties were at fault and it should be handled differently. But how the aftermath of that was absolutely terrible. It should not have happened the way it did.
Whoa.
At all, right? CC shouldn't have been going off the way she did. Freaking Kingsman made freaking CC files changing all the messages. That's on Twitter. It's just a lot of bad stuff, and
I need to do a deep dive into this one. It's
intense. There is
a whole hour-long video on Kingsman's side of things. That's on YouTube. It's on TikTok, on YouTube, and things like that. If you want to go check that out, I'm pretty sure it's still up.
I think when it comes to these tournaments, it's hard, especially when if you have random teammates. If you can choose your teammates before and get in practice sessions and be of like one mind and have the same goal, then it's golden. But if they're just putting up random creators together, that can be a mixture for disaster,
Right.
Because like this person's goal does not meet this person's goal, and they're thinking different ways, they play different ways. It's a lot to come together in a little amount of time and win a whole tournament. So I just think this was bad from the start, but I guess it ended fine because at the end of the day, Kingsman gained 110,000 followers, more than 10,000 subscribers on Twitch. He's a partner now. He's chill. The people who sponsored those people came to him and was like, "We don't sponsor them anymore. Do you want some free products?" Like he's okay. It worked out at the end, but these tournaments.
Yeah, because Cece, one of the team captains, in one of her videos where she kind of like did a deep dive because she was starting to receive a lot of flack for it, right? And she pretty much said like, my first impression of this person was like a couple weeks, maybe a week before we actually played together in the tournament. So, from the time that I met him, I think what happened for them is they probably said, "Oh, he's just bossy. He's bossy," and probably labeled him as toxic, right? And, like you said, these are random people. These aren't people that you're close with, that you've played with before. And I think to Breezy's point, I think that both parties are in some ways at fault, because I do think each person has a responsibility to kind of, make sure that team morale is like the highest thing, because 40K tournaments, like, you don't win those just by being good at the game. Like, you win via, being good at the game, obviously, but team chemistry, team morale. Like, there's certain things that come into play that I think maybe he underestimated in his attempt to, kind of want to, like, he knew what was going to work, right? And then we saw the tournament. Tournament worked exactly how he said. Triple support was what everybody ran that they played against, and they ended up losing, which is exactly the way that he called it, which means, yes, Kingsman was correct. Right?
He's second to last, by the way.
I think they were actual last. They had one win and 8
second
losses.
To last.
Okay. So he was correct, right? But I think where he comes in at being at fault is the way that he went about it. I think that, being so persistent, I think that's a great thing, but you have to know when and where. And you have to realize who you're talking to. You have to take into account team morale, which is what I think Cece was trying to do when she's like, "Hey, just shut it up. Like, let it go." And he's like, "Okay, but what about the dub?" So I think like that's one of the questions I have. Who is most at fault in this specific situation? Because I think everybody has a part to bear, but who do you guys feel like most of the issues should be taken with when it comes to this?
I personally want to say CC and them, because one, CC's the team captain. Two, a lot of egos were in the way, and like I said, there was part of it to where they started bullying him for wanting to do that. He said, "Oh, he's got college. He's still got like 6 or 7." A dumb jazz joke, by the way. No, stop. Like, I'm not gonna get into that. But even then, still, you got creators sitting there trying to bully a man on stream now, right? So that should not have happened. As team captain, CC should have handled that. And then when she did get flack for it, you want to put it on, saying you're catching a panic attack, or this guy's like this and that. And I think it was also Zaza who not only made that comment saying like, "Oh, he's black, I don't give a damn," but also he said those who were supporting him was like supporting Israel. Like, what?
Oh.
What? Yeah.
Damn.
No. And I'm not trying to be wrong by saying this, but the women were a bit too emotional, and they went a little too far with a lot of that stuff. They went too far, and that was on them.
Slow down now.
Yeah,
Slow down, Captain.
you were cooking until.
They were.
I was with you,
Yeah.
but I'll get a little emotional,
I'm
gonna get a little emotional here.
Based on the events that happened, I said them.
Yeah.
That's all I'm saying, right? And it's just a state of fact. So that did go too far, and it shouldn't have went too far. All right. Now again, both sides could have handled it differently. Kingsman could have been talking to him, way more calmly. I will admit that, But talking as one has been, being a stressed man, you're gonna talk a certain way. I'm not defending that. I'm just explaining that. So both of them could have been handled differently. But either way, still, those who, again, the leaders should have been able to handle that more differently.
I agree with that. That it does take the fault of the captain, because the captain needs to facilitate communication and facilitate harmony. Basically, essentially, if something is not working, it's your job to figure out why it's not working. And so that should have been done, and it absolutely was not done. It was just all bad. So that's all I have to say about that. She didn't do her job as captain.
Right. Oh, one more thing. I'm sorry, one more time. One more damn thing. And I will say in regards to what I just said too. Notice how I just explained it was just them. That's not an account for all those misogynistic motherfuckers that are trying to say like, oh, women shouldn't be in game and stuff like that. There were guys that were trying to make that point. Fuck no. That's not what we're saying. We're saying that what happened right there happened to do with them people. That's not everybody all together. So shut that shit up. All right, go on.
I think that's a great point. Because I noticed this isn't the first time that something has happened with, interacting with women and, women get called emotional or whatever the case is. But, I do think that when it comes to certain things, emotions are naturally going to be high. There's $40,000 on the line, right? I've seen, I play a lot of Apex. I watch Imperial Howl a lot, right? And Imperial Howl gets emotional all the time. Anger is an emotion. I don't know if a lot of men are realizing that when they say like, no, women shouldn't be in gaming, right? But anger also is an emotion.
Exactly.
I don't know. Like those are the ones that don't really be out here communicating with the women that be saying stuff like that. They not
right. There needs to be rationale. There's no rationale in love.
Yeah, like that's them.
Yeah. Yeah.
So.
And it's a very, very important distinction. Last question. Well, I do have two more questions regarding this. Do you guys think that an apology is enough to kind of, quell whatever happened between them? Because ultimately, Cece wrote on X, Twitter, whatever you want to call it, a statement saying, I realized the error of my ways as team captain. I have a job, basically, as you were saying, Atari, to facilitate communication. And, there were other things that she could have done. One of my thoughts was, make it so, hey, we play some games on this, so everybody's happy, right? But she pretty much said, like, there were other things that I could have done to facilitate, a better interaction, and I didn't. I failed. Do you feel like that's enough when, and my bias is coming in, $40,000 is on the line?
Not enough.
No, not enough.
No.
I was out here calling people meta slaves. No.
Yeah.
No.
No.
Yeah, I think had it not gone into the realm of the smart remarks, the petty, the bullying, I feel like the apology may have emotionally sufficed. But once you get into the realm of like, because he was correct, he ended up finally being correct. It was proven, shown through the actual tournament. And when it comes to like apologies, it's like apologies are great, but they don't fix what was essentially broken.
Yeah, the thing, a lot of people just gotta learn to put their pride aside. If you know that there's an error on something, just make the switch, yo. Yep. Shorty went 0-5. If you ask, all right, look,
in a scrim game, by the way,
like, come on, just switch, just make the switch. I'm look, this is a top player that we're talking about here. He knows the ins and outs. I'm gonna listen. I'm gonna give it a butt.
Oh, 40K.
All right, I'm gonna switch.
40K. I'm gonna do
this money.
Best. Listen, give me the advice. I need advice. How do we win this?
That's right. This map. All right, we playing a control. All right, who should I run? Oh, you gonna run? Oh, you gonna run Magneto or whatever? Okay, cool. All right. I'll be good on support. I don't got no problem with that. It's easy.
Yeah, not trusting a top player on how to win. It feels
It's not a
like
good move.
yeah, it feels like it's not. It feels like there's a weird dynamic there. It's like if you have somebody who you know is like the one of the best.
It's like saying not trusting LeBron.
Yeah, it's like no, we
Mhm.
know that.
Right.
And it's weird because then at that point it's not really about winning, right?
Right.
And
Right.
I think maybe that could have been like the discrepancy between Kingsman and like the rest of his team. Like maybe they were like, we're just here to have fun.
That's
And,
what they
and
said was because he brought that up. He said,
yeah.
if you guys don't want to win, like that's cool. I'm trying to win. I got college, and that's when they started. Oh yeah, he got college. Oh, he's a meta slave. I think it's just that. Like they really like just they honestly, I feel like they gaslit him, you know, and they kind
Yeah.
of like teamed up, and they were kind of like, you know, just like no, we're not gonna do that. And I think ego, as we've mentioned, played a part for sure
Yeah.
because he brought that up. If you guys don't want to win, just say that. Like they're like, no, of course we want to win. It's $40,000.
Yeah, nah, they feel like they have to say
Right.
that because then if you are honest about like, you know, we're
I
just
don't
trying to
care.
have fun, then you kind of sound stupid because it's
Mhm.
$40,000 on the line.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's like, do you want to win or not? No.
I think one part that really got me, that really just like kind of put nail in the hop for me. There's like, look, you're absolutely right. That sounds very, very good, but we're still gonna play this. I'm like,
Yeah.
what are you doing?
That was crazy.
What are you doing?
I think my jaw actually dropped when they said that. I said, "Are you serious?" Like,
Wow.
you know, because we're in this specific space, we're all competitive, right? We've all kind of mentioned like for the better of the winning the money, you know. And I can't imagine being competitive in any way. And somebody tells me this is what's gonna win, and I say, "Yeah, I know that that's gonna get me $40,000." But instead, I'm gonna do the thing that doesn't get me $40,000.
You
Like,
know what though, too? You know what? There might be an air of, again, like I mean, you guys said it already, but like there may have been an air of privilege from people that didn't necessarily need the 40K. So they could afford to just have fun and they could afford to lose versus
Yeah.
Kingsman, like that to him it could have meant anything. That could have meant that could have meant everything. You know what I mean? So the vibe is gonna be different. You know, it's like I'm here to win, y'all are here to have fun, but I don't think that was explicitly communicated. Like it just wasn't clear.
Right.
And so there's
Yeah.
just a lot of like headbutting.
I have a question for RJ actually, because I know you've been in Marvel, or I'm sorry, Twitch Rivals tournament. So the people that you played with, how did you guys find your synergy? Because y'all did amazing.
Yeah.
Thank you, I
Was that
appreciate
a thing that came naturally, or did you have to work at it? Did you have a lot of practices? Like, what was that like?
Yeah, I'll say because I've been in a couple of them, and one of them was Party Animals. Shout out to Party Animals. That was really, really a good time. But you know, we don't have a strategy necessarily as far as like characters. But when it comes to we did Rematch, the soccer game for anybody who hasn't played it yet. But that was and you know what's crazy that you asked that. That is one of my best examples of like being a team player because in our practices, in our scrimmage, we kind of figured out that I was better in a certain part of the field, and then I should just stay there. Another guy, they figured, oh, he's really good at goalie. We should keep him at goalie. And of course, everybody wants to run around and kick the goals. Everybody wants to score and be a part of it, but like he was fine taking position of the goalie. I was fine taking position of solely right fielder and then letting everybody else go do all of the active stuff that they were doing. But like, it worked. Like I think we played maybe like 1 or 2 games together and we did really good. Like I think we got like 3rd, 4th, something like that against people who had been playing Rematch since it came out. None of us had played it. So like, again, like the team morale, team synergy, like I think really like it was so underrated on this specific issue, but like that's the value of being malleable and like a team player because again, like we had never played the game and we did better than a lot of people who had actually been playing because we recognize strengths, we recognize weaknesses, and then we took that and went and ran some. We want some money, like what? I didn't understand what the beef was for her with like doing what needed to be done in the betterment of the team, or at least trying it. Like, I know you're not used to it, but just
She didn't
trying.
care.
It's
She
that
didn't care.
open-mindedness.
Why not? Why'd you enter the tournament though? Like that's my thing. Why'd you enter if you didn't care?
Publicity.
Yeah, now you got it.
Right.
No, big fact.
Careful what you wish for.
Yeah, real shit.
It's sad that's the case. It really is.
That's sad, for real. Okay. Anybody have anything else they'd like to add for?
I learned a lot. I gotta go watch a summary video, man. This sounds insane.
I'm ready to play some Marvel Rivals, man.
Okay.
No, you're not.
Okay. No, he nuked his PC. He might be lit. He might be lit.
Facts.
Why did you?
Facts.
It might be solid. I'm telling you, every time I nuke my PC, I always come back.
Right now.
Yeah, man. It always works. You always win in the end.
But you hit me up because I need to get back into it.
Yeah, I was gonna say if y'all playing Marvel Rivals, I'll try to get good.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
That's on my backlog.
I finally got it. I finally got it on my PC. So yeah.
Go to the dark side.
I know.
Oh man, all the sweats, man. Oh
yeah, man.
Oh,
it's gonna be crazy.
I just want to be Spider-Man. That's all I want.
So I just want to be Spider-Man.
Oh, you got dibs on Spidey? Okay, cool. I got it.
Yeah, you can have that. I'm
overall a tank main, so I'll probably take tank out of everything. I know we need to win, but if I'm for practice wise, yeah.
Okay. All right, so we're gonna rock paper scissors for Spider-Man every game, right? Is that what I'm?
Y'all can have it.
Rock paper scissors, no.
Oh,
nice.
Okay, that's cool. That's fine. Not a team player. Got it. No.
Get it.
Stop.
Got it. All right, Zaza. Okay.
I saw that track card a mile away, yo.
Funny.
Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and move on to our next topic: A$AP Rocky's new album. The new album titled "Don't Be Dumb" is the first album in 8 years that we've been able to get from A$AP Rocky.
First off, I really thought that we wasn't gonna have this album. Like you said, it's been around 8 years. 9 years? Oh. Mm-hmm. Yeah, due to, the A$AP Rally trial, that's right. Him getting arrested out in Sweden, like we thought we wasn't going to get any more A$AP Rocky. Then he kept getting leaked, like the some of his tracks kept getting leaked too. So, and now we have this this piece. I love it. I'm going to be honest with you. I've been paying attention to this since the rollout. Like this rollout was very, very important. Just off of you doing a collaboration with Tim Burton. That's pretty interesting, especially coming from like A$AP Rocky. He's a very artsy guy. Like, and when it comes down to like visuals too, like every visual that has came out so far has been top notch. So I'm already like, okay, what else do you have in mind right now? And you dropped this project, and like literally, I enjoyed it from start to finish. Just from the intro, Order of Protection, it set the mood up. Like like we really about to get into some shit, and he's standing on business too. Like, we already gonna get the fly raps. I'm here for all the fly raps. I want to be the flyest nigga on planet Earth. Yeah. But also, he's also a little mature in this project as well, because he's going to mention his family. You know who my baby mom is?
Dog.
I'm going to mention it in every song. Dog. That's the biggest flex.
That's the biggest flex in the world. Biggest flex in the world.
Like, what? I'm here for it.
I think
I'm here for it. Like, all right, you know, like the flyest family man. We hate snitches. All for it. Like, and, even with the sounds that he used to, like, he really stepped it up with this one. Like, due to like his previous projects, like with like Testing and with the single Sundress that he done put out like years ago. Him doing Punk Rocky was really tough. Like, it gave me that early morning MTV like music video vibe. Like, I enjoy that shit so much. Like, I'm about to get ready for school and I got this on and I'm just like on go. You know what I'm saying? I enjoyed that a lot. There's a lot. It was a couple songs that I really, really, really enjoyed. And just the people that were also behind it. You had Hit Boy behind it, Cardo, I crazy name, Icy Twat. Shouts
Yo, that
wow. Just to name a few, like, that were really put their hands on this, and they did the damn thing. I'm not even gonna lie to you. You had Gorillas, little Gorilla sample in the cut with West Side Gun just ad-libbing the entire time. It's amazing. Like, I really enjoyed this. I will say this. Two things though. First things first. I'm gonna need all the Drake meat munchers to chill out, bro.
I was waiting for it.
Cause he finally say something, and now y'all, well, now he want to say this, now he say this. This man been talking about him and his girl for 4 albums. Now he go ahead and say something that's a fucking problem. Y'all gotta chill. Like, you move like a weirdo. I'm gonna Drake move like a fucking weirdo. Stop talking about my family, bro. We're really gonna get.
Is the best term.
That's it. It. But most importantly, what people are not really talking about is the robbery track with Doechii.
Dog. We need to talk about that track, bro.
Like,
go ahead. Go ahead.
Like, just off of storytelling, the fact of like the back and forthness of
the best track on
the
that
exchange
album.
and on a jazzy track, like, that shit is tough.
Isn't that like a what it was like? Why am I Monk? Theo Monk.
Thelonious Monk.
Yeah. I'm like, why can't I fucking say shit? Yeah. Nah, that's.
Yeah, like, I can legit just close my eyes. I can envision the whole shit play out. Like, and that is amazing. Like, and people are just sleep on that. I need people to like, that's real, like, a good art form. That is amazing art form.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like I said, this thing, we done did the gym test. It passed the gym test. Yeah, I was out here. I was pushing cars. That's how bad it was. Like, I was that bold. Like,
dragging trains.
Dragging trains. Like, what? No trespassing came on, dog. You couldn't tell me shit. But yeah, I really, 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 really enjoyed this album. I'm gonna definitely have to grab this on vinyl. And just him putting this whole project together under a Tim Burton world is tough. Like, I really enjoyed that a lot. I enjoyed it a lot. Shout out to A$AP Rocky.
Yes.
Shout out to A$AP Rocky. I'm sorry.
Oh my god, I have so many of the same points, so I really don't want to like go over them again. But I mean, the features were so good. I know, like, Mac DeMarco wasn't in it, but he has A$AP Rocky has a song called Air Force Black DeMarco. So little shout out to Mac DeMarco because I love him.
Yeah,
but the Gorillaz, who's like one of my favorite bands on this entire planet, like, that feature was really, really good. The Tyler feature with Jazzy on Fish and Steak, What It Is, that was great. The beat was incredible. It was I was swayed heavy to that one. It was so smooth. And I love the flows in that one. They had Will I Am, which I did not expect.
Yeah.
I was like, what? Okay, cool. It was good. And then Flaquito Jodia, I did not expect him to have like a Spanish inspired like number, and it was really, really, really good. I think my top two favorites are Punk Rocky and then obviously Robbery. It took my breath away because I wasn't expecting it. I was like, "Ooh, Dochi, so it's gonna be good." But then when I like heard that opening piano, the piano and the bass-led jazz, like, and then my mind exploded. It was poetry. It was spoken word. It was beautiful. It was equal parts, like you said, storytelling, fun. It was sexy. It made me feel good. And yeah. And then punk rocky is just like up my vibe, a little bit of rock, a little bit of rap, a little bit of everything. So I don't know, a solid track. Or solid project, I mean.
And that's one of the questions I wanted to ask. He'd been gone. I think one of the articles said that the only person to surpass him in this, genre with how long it took to make an album was consequently Rihanna. Because I think it's been like a decade for her.
Yep.
And with him being gone so long, and lots of things happening in his own life, Rome, you kind of touched on it. I think that did play a pretty large part in what took so long for him to get back. But do you guys feel like this album was worth the wait? Do you feel like it was, solid enough to kind of like bring him back into the limelight after being gone for so long?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Okay.
Because I think a lot of people, for one, like, we already know that we're shifting sounds and whatnot.
Yeah.
Like, and people aren't on that same type of vibe anymore. Of the drill, the New York drill and stuff like that. People are getting bodied. We are losing lives. People are going to jail. It's very repetitive. It's like, we need something new. We need something fresh, and I feel like he did that. And he's one of those ones that definitely pay attention to what's going on. Mm-hmm. Definitely, especially with the underground.
Let's not forget that this nigga was just starring in a Spike Lee movie.
Like,
right.
Denzel
you really have to pay attention to all the stuff that's going on with him.
Bro,
you got the Denzel movie, the Spike Lee drink, right?
Yep.
The Ray-Bans, he got the Ray-Bans collab. Pay attention to that. What else?
Not to mention his fashion collabs.
Bro,
yeah, like
Rocky is him. He's been him.
But a lot of people be too busy like meat munching. Oh, that's just Rihanna's baby dad. Like, they look at him like, he not worthy. Like, yo, you forget.
Rocky represents the antithesis of what Drake represents.
Oh.
Hello.
Rocky,
think about it. The man done grew his hair out. He done wore fucking curls and shit in his hair.
No. Rocky represents
like
confidence.
What? Yeah.
Period. From the jump.
From the beginning.
Rocky
always represented confidence in himself, in his expression, and who he is as a man. Because remember, niggas was frying him for wearing kilts.
Yeah.
Right?
Yes.
And he now everybody, a lot of us see him as a fashion icon.
I've
always put him at the top.
Yes.
Pretty mother. That's what he said in the song, right?
Yeah.
People forget about the Tumblr days.
Yes. Oh, I don't.
You know what I'm saying? But we dealing with a whole new different generation that really don't know ball. You know what I'm saying?
Real shit.
Just like as an artist, from like an artist standpoint, real recognizes real, and if you don't have something to say, then you're not making music.
Right.
You put something out if you have something to say, and he said it. So I respect that wholeheartedly.
And don't be dumb.
Yeah,
that's a lot of y'all
period.
Right now.
Sometimes you have to experience life a little, and that's what he did. He lived his life. He came back with something to say, and it was heard.
Yeah.
I also think there's something to be said, like, about, I don't think Rocky's ever been strapped for cash. Like, I'll say that. Other than like the beginning, I don't think he's ever been strapped for cash.
Yeah.
However, I think that you know, when he entered in the stage of life of marrying Rihanna, having 3 kids. I don't know if they're like officially married, but whatever. Like having 3 kids with Rihanna, knowing that she's a Billy Goat, like knowing and also, you know, being on the other side of all of like his legal stuff. I think there was probably a period of him feeling freed up to like express his art. You know what I mean? Like he's not like the music doesn't need to be anything so that it makes, you know, so that it makes money, right? Because it's like that's no longer a concern for him whatsoever. Getting money is not something that he needs to do moving forward. You know what I mean? So he doesn't need to appease to whatever sound is hot anymore.
Right.
So I feel like that plays a role in it. Again, I also think like after going through everything that he went through, being on the other side of that, he's probably had some time. And again, it's been so long, but he's probably had a chance to like really reflect and really express himself in like a very pure way, because all of these pressures, these external pressures that were preoccupying his attention are now, in a sense, gone. Other than like having a wife and kids, but like all these other stressors have kind of like vanished in a way. And so I feel like as much as an artist, and that ASAP Rocky has always been like, this was kind of like his, okay, like I'm ready. Like I feel really tapped into my creativity and my artistry. I'm going to give y'all something that is really, really authentic to where I'm at now. You know what I mean? It doesn't feel it absolutely. And I see this as art. Like just like I saw, listen, I'm a big fan of Mr. Morale and the Big Steppers. Like that's one of my, again, that felt like art. You know what I mean? It didn't feel like there was anything other than I've taken some time to express myself, or to be able to express myself, and this is what it looks like. It's not trying to appease any type of sound. This is kind of, I'm not saying that this is a Mr. Morale, but I'm saying like this feels very authentic to what Rocky is trying to say. So I agree with everything you guys are saying.
Yeah, like the album covers were very, very cultured. Like like from like the singles. What was it? I think the first one with the Punk Rocky, I think he did. It was like a Parappa the Rapper cover.
Oh, what? Oh, that's so cool.
It's like own little Parappa the Rapper cover. I think with Helicopter, like the very first Grand Theft Auto.
Damn.
It was like one was like Siphon Filter. Like a lot of niggas don't know about Siphon Filter, especially like if you play PlayStation. You know, it's like culture.
Yeah.
And I was like, I see you.
Oh, that's fire.
Nah, he's tapped in, bro.
And I love, you know, his visual direction when it come down to putting projects together. Like the whole AUG shit is amazing.
Yeah.
You want their videos amazing. Yeah. They got my sport hands down. Come on.
Nah, Rocky been tapped in, and he's been putting people on, bro.
Yeah,
y'all don't know about this.
People forget like he really put Cardi on, like, you know what I'm saying? Like people forgot about that.
Yeah.
You know, and he's like, look, and he was tapped in, like, yo, who is this? Oh, okay, yo, like I fuck with them, like they cool.
Yeah,
he has great taste too. Great taste.
Yeah.
And on a side note, from Jump, like since the Tumblr days, when I would see pictures of him, complexion flawless. How do you keep your complexion that beautiful for so long? It's never been.
He's a pretty mother.
Drinks water.
Flawless.
Yeah. Yeah, I think when it comes to like what I think about the album, I think like how we're all kind of saying, like it really just feels like a piece of art. And I felt like I could see, like from top to bottom, I could see him painting on the canvas. You know what I mean? Like it felt like less about like music as a business and more about music as like a soul and like a portrayal of like life and like, you know, how you were saying whatever he's going through or like whatever. And I don't know. It felt really like, not in the same way, obviously, as like Tyler's, because Tyler's was extremely playful. I love that he took so many chances, but it felt playful in the sense of like playing around with different art styles, right?
Yep.
Not just being like, oh, I'm A$AP Rocky, like I do hip hop, like, you know, just diving into whatever he wanted to, you know,
how refreshing is that?
right?
You know what I mean? Like,
It's very
While still being good, because some people do that and it doesn't go well, right? But that sequence, this is what I was talking about. It's no trespassing to stop snitching. That sequence, like I jumped.
Yes.
I literally went like, holy, like what the? That's crazy, because it just felt like art. Listening to it felt like going to an art exhibit, looking at a painting, and be like, wow, that's fascinating.
like
You could
even
feel the handprint all over it. It wasn't like he stopped in the studio for like a few minutes and was like, let me put down my verse and then leave. It was all over it.
Yeah. Like even with like the song Black DeMarco, like you enter, this shit is like a hectic fucking roller coaster. Shit all over the place. Once that bridge, that hook come in, it's like, oh, we're back. Whoa, I get a little bit of fresh air. Like very relaxing, very soothing. Right back to chaos. Right back to chaos. That is dope. Because you're not people, most listeners don't be expecting the same thing over and over and over again. I'm throwing you for a loop. You know what I'm saying? I want you to really pay attention to what's really going on, and I think that's really, really dope. The beat switches, different flows and cadences. Like I think he really did that. Yes, you know, a lot of people thinking that he's like the illest rapper of all time. We're not saying that. He's comfortable in what he do in his pocket. Like he's on fly time. Like he's not going to tell you about, you know, let's talk about the economical system and like no that shit. No, I'm gonna do this fly rap with my wife and kids.
Right.
So,
which I think is important, that I feel like that dripped into the authenticity of this album, you know, like whether or not, like, because there's some people that are saying like, I don't think it's that good of an album, but they can recognize like that it's on its own, like aside from their own opinion about whether or not they would listen to it, it's a great album because it's authentic to him.
How do we feel now that that's the bar? Like that. Like we're at the point with music where we are so enamored with something that is raw and authentic.
And Gallup, you had said a couple months ago, I think we were discussing music and AI and creativity and everything, and you had said that I think we are going to get to a point where it's going to be full circle. We're going to get back to more artists being more raw, being more real, authentic, creative. And I it looks like that's the trend. I'm hoping that's the trend.
We'll have to find out more right after the break from Nerdy Limits Podcast. We'll be right back in about 5 minutes. Welcome back to episode 8 of the Nerdy Limits Podcast, where we talk gaming, music, and culture. My name is RJ the Human, your resident host for this episode, and here are our beautiful co-hosts. If you guys want to say hello, introduce yourselves quickly.
Hi, I'm Gallup.
Oh, that's what I was kind of hoping for. I was kind of hoping for that.
I knew it. You were leading us to.
Damn.
I'm Gallup.
That's Gallup. I don't know where you are.
He's. Oh, come on, Usher. Come on.
He knew he was going to be in the middle. He knew
he was prepped. No, he was prepped for shit. I know he was fuming with his PR agent. I know he lost it.
Ooh, that was funny.
The car.
That was funny.
He has
I thought that was, bro.
That's crazy. With that being said, what's up, y'all? I'm wrong.
Hey, you found a spot. You found a spot.
How's it going, GDP?
So we're gonna move into our I don't know what number topic. Sorry, GDP and Rome that you guys are touching, but I'll give you guys a little space right here, real quick. 1 second.
Weird.
You guys were just, y'all was just touching ears a little bit. Nothing sus or nothing.
That's crazy.
All right, so we're gonna go ahead and move into our next topic, which is Sienna Rose, the suspicion-based AI artist. Okay, so Sienna Rose has been a name that has been rising slowly. It has hit Spotify's viral top 50 with 3 songs. Lots of TikTok sounds are being recommended to be used with it. And really the community is suspicious that it is AI. There is nothing formal that says that it is definitely 100% AI, but the community, based on a couple of triggers, a couple of markers, are thinking it may be AI. And one of the things that, is the most concerning is a lot of people didn't realize it the first time they listened. She's got like, I feel like the way I'd like to describe it is kind of similar to like Snow Allegra, like those deep, like R&B, soul, jazzy type of artists. And something was just off because, so according to the stats, 45 tracks were uploaded in around less than 70 days, right? And if she's not real, imitating a sound, this is the primary issue. She's imitating a sound that is really generally done by like a marginalized community. So I've asked already, but have any of you listened to the actual music that has been uploaded by this quote unquote artist?
No.
Okay.
Who?
I have, only because I had to do the podcast. I went and listened to 3 songs. One of which, upon listening, when I first listened to it, I will say I didn't hear the AI. They are really good now at editing out the AI. I feel like before you could hear it, like there were riffs and there were kind of like weird things happening with the vocals. But now she sounded really smooth. And I was really surprised at how well they were able to hide it. Because after listening to like 2 or 3 more, I feel like it's AI. I do. I listen to a lot of R&B on my own time, and again, Snow Allegra is one of the ones I feel like she is imitating like the most. But it's almost like, it's really weird. It's almost like it's missing the soul that it's trying to imitate, right? Mm-hmm. So she's singing it. The vocals are silky smooth. It's like, it's really, it's really convincing, right? But after I listened to the 3rd one, I said, I believe this artist is AI, because it feels like what if somebody was trying to recreate R&B and soul, like that jazz, like I forget what the specific term for it is, but like that jazzy R&B type vibe. Mm-hmm. I feel like if you plugged in what that sounds like, that's what this artist sounds like. Okay. So, since you guys haven't actually listened to it, what do you think? Go for it. Yeah.
No, it looks like I'm just like skimming through what the internet is saying, and so yeah, it seems like there's a big debate on like whether or not is this a real person or not, and this can go very deep, because based off of what I'm looking at, I'm like, okay, this looks like a black woman, and my concern is that, and again, this is where I kind of get into my Panther talk, but like my concern is that like there might be people just trying to tear this black woman down from her success. Like that's why I'm kind of like, I can't just like hop on the like, she's not real. Like maybe she is real and she's just like really good. Like, and she's really that popular. Like, and we just need to give her credit where credit's due. That being said, there's a lot of inconsistencies. I'm looking at like some of these photos and stuff like that, and I'm like, this doesn't look like the same person. I know online it's like there's a lot of it seems like there's like a lot of inconsistencies between like the like the content that this artist is putting out, like like visually. So but then even to what you were saying, RJ, like it sounds like the music also has some telltale signs of like it being AI. It seems like it's like a unanimous like this is AI. If that's the case, like it doesn't surprise me that whatever model that they chose to emulate was a Snow Allegra God, what's her name? Cleo Soul. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's like because again, that's it's popping right now. What's the other young woman's name who has a hit right now? God, y'all know who I'm talking about. She was on SNL not too long ago. I'll come back to it. But anyway, like there's a genre of music right now that's like that. There's kind of like that aesthetic of like, oh yeah, take us back to like 1970, 1960, and kind of sprinkle some neo soul in there. Oh, Olivia Dean. That's the
Okay.
yeah. So it's like, I'm looking at this headline right here. It's like, is Sienna Rose the rivaling artist to Olivia Dean? So it's like, it seems like this might be like somebody using AI to like, like ride a trend, which that would not surprise me whatsoever. But again, like this is why we need more punk rockies. You know what I mean?
Period.
Yeah, one of the things that I thought was interesting is the music platform Deezer has been really developing a lot of tools to kind of address this influx of like AI music that has been created. And they flagged many of her albums and song and detected that they were AI, which led me to the question, you kind of brought it up, Gallup, but if this person is real, what do you guys think that means for them and music? Because a lot of people are, like decoding the whole thing. They heard like hisses in the background and like all of her songs, which they assume means somebody tried to edit out, some of the errors that AI does. But let's just say, hypothetically speaking, that Sienna Rose is actually a real person and she just happens to not, have a social media presence, has not done any concerts, has not made any videos, which to me tells me she's probably AI. But let's say she just has like Summer Walker level social anxiety and she just has not, wanted to do any of that stuff. What do you think that would mean, for an artist who is real and everybody's saying, no, it's AI,
It means exactly what you think it means. Unless you show me that you're up there singing this damn song, I don't believe that this is a real song.
Yeah, we need you on Tiny Desk. We need
Yep. I don't feel any of the artistry in this because I don't know whether or not this is real or not.
Yep.
Like Rome just said, we need you on Tiny Desk. And
We
even
need you on colors. We need you on colors.
Yep, and even that, I don't even know if that's real now. So I really just need to pull up to a concert. I really just need to pull up to a concert and see it for myself. And I said that, I think I said this a while ago, but like that's kind of where we're headed, is like the artistry of what makes music is going to come back because people aren't trusting what we've been getting. Like people aren't able to discern the things that make us feel the music. You know what I mean? You can't even trust that feeling anymore. But what you can trust is, oh, I'm literally watching this person like pick the guitar with their hands. I'm literally like I feel the tone coming out of their voice because I'm sitting across from it. Listen, Coachella is just gonna keep going up because people are seeing it in real life. You know what I mean? Like these festivals are popping up left and right because that's the last straw. That's the last thing that you can trust, is seeing somebody do the art live. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And just about AI artists in general, like after Timberland's like failed venture into AI artists, I thought we'd have a bit more time before it started like popping up
Yeah.
again. But like this AI sound, the Sienna Rose, it hit Spotify's viral top 50 like already, and it scares me because I'm someone who loves listening to music and new music that I've never heard before. Um, so I think that if you focus on what you're listening to, you can determine what's human made, but like if you really focus, if you're passively listening, it's going to be harder to, but hopefully we'll still have a lot of time where music will be able to determine what's human made and what feels uncanny and weird. But yeah, I think just for the future, I'm just going to have to scrutinize so much more when I listen to new artists, and that's so unfortunate because you were talking about Deezer says it's now 34% of the songs that are uploaded onto their sites are AI. They get 50,000 AI songs a day.
No, and these platforms be, they're also has AI in, like Spotify, so yeah, it's AI supported too. So like, yeah, all of that stuff, I'm not even surprised. Honestly, I'm not even surprised at that one bit. But I'm glad that they're cracking down on these uploads and stuff now because it's getting out of hand. There's no way that you have 3 songs that have that many amount of views within that. Where you need physical copies of your body of work. What do you have?
Right.
We need live presence. We need all those things. I got trust issues. No, I can't do it.
That was going to be one of the things I was going to mention. I think it's developing trust issue because a lot of people in the community didn't even realize they were listening, to this artist, to AI. And one of the Reddit posts I was reading, they said Spotify recommended this to me. It's now it's in rotation. And I think like one of the hardest things is going to be, where do we draw the line between like what we can do as a people, obviously, and like, oh, it's human made, we're going to listen to that, not listening to things that are AI, and what responsibility these businesses have to us to make sure that if we're attempting to consume art that is human made, that we only come into contact with art that is human made. But, with the stat that you just said, Atari, like, I don't even know how they're going to be able to keep up with, 30, you said 38%, I think?
34%, and it used to be 5 or
34,
6%.
which translates to 50,000 plus songs a day. Like, I don't even know in what way they're supposed to keep up with, all the new changes, because I watched a video that said, it was like showing the difference. It was like a Will Smith, AI video of him like cooking spaghetti. And it showed the difference, right? Like a year ago to now. And it's advancing so quickly that I don't anticipate that these companies even know how to keep track of, all of the new markers that are coming to show that, oh, this song is AI. Like, it's just, I think it's going to take music to a really weird place, but I do think and hope maybe this is the death of autotune. I'm sorry, I'm just going to say it. Maybe this will be the death because I'm sick of it.
I just want to hop in here to answer your question about the responsibility part. No, they have none. They are loyal to money. Like these record labels and people that are trying to make music for, to be widely known or whatever. Like, again, this is like the difference between like production and like, like, again, like producing something and like an art. You know what I mean? Like, and I think this is going to bring, I agree with you, RJ, in terms of like auto tune. Bless you. I was waiting for it. I was waiting for it. It's not only like, it's definitely going to bring the death of streaming.
Yes.
It's gonna, which is a good thing to me.
Yeah.
It's gonna bring the death of a lot of mass produced music because people are going to value it less and less and less and less and less and less and less, and then it dies. And because people are going to try to look for something novel that can't be replicated, that will actually makes them feel something that they've never felt before. And again, like that's because that's what music has done historically, right? It's like when you hear this artist say something that you've never heard before, you're gonna be like, damn, like hold on, like I feel this. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
So if everybody's just regurgitating the same shit, then you're gonna get you're gonna get a like an ASAP Rocky album that you're like, wait a minute, this is refreshing, and listen, there's going to be people that replicate shit like that too. And ultimately, it's just going to be, I feel strongly about it, but people are going to have to, it's going to turn into like an in-person thing. We're going to go back to live concerts. It's going to happen. And I mean, they're already there, but people are just going to look for that because you can't replicate that. It's tangible. You can feel it.
Just live concert and just a lot of like physical copies too. Like we're definitely about to go back into the physical copy wave. Like if an artist that really care about their craft they're not going to put their stuff on these streaming platforms like Spotify or Apple Music. They're going to go the other route. They're going to go to Bandcamp.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? They're going to go to Bandcamp where their stuff is like, well, this is my art. We're going to go ahead and push this out. If you really support me and you like what I do, then yeah, we're going to hit me up here. You can buy my music here. We can ship out a physical copy if you want. And then on top of it, they get a better percentage as far as that the stuff that they make from versus getting 1 billion streams and you probably get like $10. Like no,
Right.
Exactly.
Yeah, so we're definitely going to get to that point in time. I'd also not to go off topic, but this is very important too. Like with the whole AI thing. Apparently, we looking at 2027 that generative AI might go bankrupt. Oh well, open AI might go bankrupt.
Yeah, they haven't made money at all.
I'm
They've
not
been burning money for
surprised.
years.
And all the investment that's been going into AI as a whole,
Yeah,
it's like, and
insane.
one of the questions I had, I was supposed to ask this earlier. Do you guys think that part of the reason that AI is kind of like, we've seen like an influx, right, is kind of similar to when the World Wide Web was introduced, right? Like people were like freaking out because it was like this whole thing and they're like, no, I don't want to use it. I don't want to think about it. And everybody who didn't use it got left behind. Do you guys think that kind of played a way into like this like fear of like, if I don't get involved with AI, like I'm going to lose, I'm going to, because it seems really drastic. It seems really dramatic.
No, absolutely. Absolutely. It's the same. There's a fear of being left behind, especially by certain generations like baby boomers and Gen X. Like there's like a deep fear of being left behind because of what you just said, RJ. And honestly, like we kind of saw glimpses of it with like crypto, right? When like
I knew that's where we're going. Oh my gosh.
Oh my god, I gotta get in it. It's like, yo, chill.
Crypto art, crypto too. Like,
yeah. And so it's the same thing with AI. It's like, yo, like just like a calculator, it can be used as a tool.
Yeah.
But you know what I mean? But like don't lose your fucking mind over it. It can also, it can also be it's like shit. What I just heard it. Oh yeah. It's like somebody used the example, I think it was Ben Affleck, but it's like somebody used the example of like, yeah, like how do you feel about electricity? Yeah, I mean, yeah, it's great, but then also, we made the atomic bomb. So it's like there are two sides to it, right? It's like, yeah, like AI can be used as like an efficiency tool for certain things, but for the most part, it can also turn into Skynet,
right.
and it can also destroy like entire music industries. And but again, I think there's always kind of like an energy equilibrium thing. It's like while it's destroying something over here, like there's going to be people that resist it and like or create something like better out of it, out of this like out of this trash that we've been getting.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I ultimately think it's going to be long term. I think this is going to be like a good thing. It's going to push us in the direction that we've been wanting to go, but we just haven't had the incentive. But because a lot of this AI shit is so much slop and trash, like we're just gonna be like, you know what? Fuck it. I'm gonna pick up a guitar. You know, like people are gonna learn how to play instruments again.
I will be hands on, whether with
just
instrument
like people are learning how to paint again.
Yeah.
Like, yo, this isn't fun to just type in a painting. Like, I want to actually paint something, you know? It's just like
and
people really active in that way.
And as well, like I think a lot of what's happening with AI is it's being overestimated. Like, and I get it, like some of it is like you have to program it, you know, with people's data in order to build it. But like it's definitely 100% being overestimated. Like even when it came out, oh yeah, I want to make people, and then the people have like 6 arms and 4 toenails. Like I understand the intent, right? Because we want to make it the best tool possible, but the companies that invest in it too heavy, I do think that they will be seeing some sort of, you know, repercussions because it's not able to deliver. Like the way I think of it, it's like ChatGPT and all these AI, they're advanced search engines right now. You know, they're just really advanced search engines, and that's like really it. They're not assistants. They're not, you know, built for that. Like I remember I was trying out Apple Intelligence on my phone, and I was like asking it something like super simple, like really simple, and it was like, "Oh, do you want me to use ChatGPT for that?" And it's like, my Siri could have answered that 10 seconds ago. Like, what?
No, nigga.
I want you to find the answer. I don't give a, like, I really genuinely don't care what you use to get me the answer. I just want the answer. And it's like, there's certain things that are making it so that it's not as useful as they're trying to make us feel that it is. And that's really like, personally, that's like my biggest issue with it.
I think the marketing behind it is
it's got
like
the budget
that too. Like they're really, I feel like they're really pushing this shit onto us. Like, this is great. We're putting AI to this. We're putting AI to, it's like, nigga, we don't like it. Like we don't want it.
We don't like that.
This has AI in it.
Like, you're welcome.
I don't want it then. How many times do I have to say I don't? If it doesn't have AI, then sign me up. If it does, it's not clocking to you.
It's not clocking to you.
It's not clocking.
We're trying to stand on business, man.
We don't want the shit, and I think majority of people don't want it, but for some reason, they keep trying to shove it down our throats, and I'm just kind of like, listen. Again, watch the stock market. That shit's gonna pop, bro. And I'm not meaning in a good way. Like, this bubble is gonna pop because they're gonna realize that they're pushing a tool onto us that we don't really fuck with. You know what I mean? And again, it has its uses. It has its uses, just like a calculator has its uses, just like a fucking. But it's not. It's not they're treating it like it's fucking crypto, NFTs and shit.
Yeah. Like now, it got to a point like now that regular artists is just using it now for music videos. Like I'll see it on like my Instagram. I'm like, oh, this person dropped a video for it today. All right, cool. As soon as I seen that transition, I'm like, going slow. I can't support this nonsense. Like, I'm sorry, I can't do it. And it just hurts my soul. It's like,
I was gonna say, do you feel like it? Does it give you an ick when you see it?
Yeah, I think differently. I 100% think differently.
I feel like the girl on Space Jam when she saw Charles Barkley and she tried to play with him at work, and she's like, "You're not Charles Barkley. You're just somebody that looks like him." And he's just over here looking dumb and shit. Like,
That's so funny.
Wanna be?
Like, damn, you're a phony, big fat phony.
Big fat phony. Yeah.
It definitely hurts my soul. Though, I ain't gonna lie.
I don't know.
So here's my question.
Go ahead. Sorry.
Okay, so they asked, I don't know if you guys have heard of the artist Koji Radical before, but they asked him about like AI music and everything at an award show. This was in 2024, and I just thought this was funny and I wanted to share it, but he said, "Why is everyone trying to make me scared of the robots?" And then he laughed. And then he's like, I'm not scared of the robots. I will win.
Listen,
It's gonna be it's gonna be into a point now. We already seeing it happen on motherfucking on these streamer awards. Everybody with a damn iPad taking up a seat. why are their iPads taking up seats, yo?
It don't make sense. It don't make sense.
We're not doing this. I'm sorry. You got look, pop up.
I know. And he said he wasn't worried about AI when he couldn't even trust his washing machine to start at the right time.
This is what I'm saying.
So,
This is what I'm saying. I'm not the best way that I could articulate this is like, you know how, like, let's say you know you're dating somebody and your girl gets took by a lame, right?
Oh.
There are certain situations where, you know, I'm not worried about that. like I will time this. 3 months, she will come running back because this nigga's lame.
Lame, man.
This is how I feel about AI. Y'all running to this lame nigga, but the real.
Y'all know where I'm at.
Y'all know where the real is, man. So I really respect. I really respect anybody that's sticking to their artistry, and I know that it's going to. It's you're already seeing it. It's paying off for so many people right now who are, you know, again, genuinely tap into their artistry, like are very authentic with their process and stuff like that. People are gravitating towards that because it's considered like anti-AI. You know what I mean? It's like AI is kind of creating this movement away from itself. You know what I mean? To the point where people are like, I'm investing in that. You know what I mean? So it's you kind of hit it with like a thanks AI. Like I had way more people buy my album because I have a physical copy, you know, or I had way more people show up to my concert because I can actually have one, you know. So
and you get that spark too to really do what I need to do.
Yeah. Oh, bruh, this is what I'm saying.
Like, oh, you just gave me a boost. Now I'm about to be in the lab, really start.
No, real shit, bro. It's like, yo, like, you know, like you again, like I stand on, like, people are gonna start learning instruments again, bro. People are really gonna like really get to the actual imperfections of what it means to be a human making art. You know what I mean? And that's the part that we all relate to.
And hopefully the death of autotune. I'm rooting for it because you know what, I love you know what T-Pain was intending to do, but I think he genuinely didn't intend for it to be like an across the board thing. And you know, when people hear something and it works, they go, oh, let me get involved in that. And now everything requires autotune or it isn't good. You know, anybody putting their actual bare knuckle vocals, like there's auto-tune at a concert. I used to love the idea of going to a concert and hearing somebody's actual vocals. Now you have to put, even if you have vocals, you have to put auto-tune on top of that. Like telling people that their voices are not correct, and something about that don't sit right with me across the board. You know?
I mean, I can't just say it's just auto-tune. That's just
that's
people,
mine.
It's just people just hopping on a trend. They saw that it worked for them, so they feel like they're going to do the same thing. Yeah, exactly what it is. Prime example. I know you're on TikTok. I know you're on TikTok. Old girl that did the Dr. Pepper song, Romeo.
Yes,
she did the Dr. Pepper jingle.
What was it? Dr. Pepper. Good. It was like so simple.
Yeah, sweet and nice.
There it goes.
And Dr. Pepper was in the comment section like, "Yo, we like this." Ended up working with her. She got a commercial now. Got paid probably like $70K.
Yeah.
I think it was more.
People said $2 million or $1 million or whatever.
That's just like
it was $70K. Now everybody's doing a jingle to different companies because they see, oh, I see her doing, they singing they ass off. You don't even drink Pepsi. Why the fuck?
Yep.
But
Like, you really like
this is
like the you're not the Folgers guy. You'll never be Folgers, nigga.
Hey, in the spirit of Oscar season, I just have to say that this was kind of the point of like Sinners, right? I don't know if you guys saw.
I haven't seen it.
Watch Sinners yet, bro.
Okay. So basically, without spoiling it, like the point of the movie was kind of like what, like music and specifically black music is for, like what it was created for, right? And it's basically meant to send a message or tell a story, right? And like create an environment and make and again tell stories across generations. Like it means more than just music and commerce, right? And I feel like the money fucks up everything, man.
Absolutely.
It fucks up everything. And there's so much money to be made with like just mass producing. Like there's so much money to be made with like hopping on trends and like mass producing that everybody's kind of motivated by money. And again, there's like a lack of money right now with this economy. So people are desperate to take whatever quote unquote skills or talents that they have and make something that will generate some kind of income for them. You know what I mean? Which is sad. And again, it's like
crazy.
Yeah, it ruins it ruins the art. You know what I mean? It makes it less special, and it reeks of capitalism. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think the hardest.
No, I'm about to say like the song. Oh snap! The song was just like, it wasn't supposed to go off like that. It wasn't supposed to pop off. It was just like, oh, I got a little jingle with Dr. Pepper. It goes like this, Dr. Pepper, like, and that's just her. Like
she was just being herself.
Yeah, she's just being herself.
Yeah.
A lot of these people aren't being themselves, and that's what. And that's where the fall off happened.
And I think like it's directly tied to your point. We're unfortunately in a place where our economy requires that we make money in order to live. Like that's just the way that it goes. But I think the sucky part is that before, if you could sing, you got rewarded. Then we kind of got away from that, and then we can introduce things that if you can't sing, like we got you, right? But still, there's a group of people who because the medium singers, they can still get by, right? The people who can't sing at all pretty much can't do music, right?
Yeah,
they can play or they can do other things. So I think there definitely is some sort of expression happening there, right? Because whoever did it probably loves the genre and unfortunately probably ain't got no vocals or, no way to get there and, wanted to create something, right? But I think it's really like a nod to like how difficult, the industry is when you're just passionate. Whoever it is clearly a songwriter, in some way. But I think it's just like, it's so difficult to break through and it's so difficult to be in an industry. And I think as you mentioned, like having a skill, unfortunately being good with AI, it's a skill now. And I don't know. I think we're just seeing like the result of like the economy requiring, because I think like, what was it? Like before 40,000 was poor and like now it's like 120,000. Like you have to, it's like you have to find some sort of way. And if right now AI is the boom, like kind of how we were talking about earlier, like Mr. Beast. Oh, well, I got to do it for my family. Like, I think that's where people are a lot. And they're not, when you're not a musician, when you're not the artist, like, oh, I don't care about that stuff. Like, I don't really care about how they feel about it. Like, I kind of got to do what I need to do for my family. So I think that's a symptom of, the economic plight that we're all kind of facing. And I think it's really unfortunate because I think art is meant for, like artists, and unfortunately that means some people are excluded.
This self-expression that's the most important. You can't do that. You can't do that if you replicating somebody else shit. That's not you.
Right.
It's also hard. It's also hard to be again freed up to express yourself when you're stressed about money all the time.
That part. You gotta do it for the love of the game.
Too real.
Yep. All right. Well, if nobody has anything else, we're gonna go ahead and move on to our last topic before our hot take, which is Cenat's release of the "I Quit" video on YouTube. A very simple video in a way, but it pretty much just like shows him going to Italy. He talked to his mom about like self-doubt and pretty much discovered like a new passion after going to Japan in the fashion field, and wanting to express that, but being concerned about like stepping out of the streamer role that people knew him for, and wanting to do something different in its place. And I really just wanted to know what you guys thought after you watched the video about his new direction. And yeah, I think Rome, GDP, either one of you guys want to take it?
I'll go. Yeah. I'll support it, but it's just certain things that I'm just looking at where I'm like,
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's like, But how can I say this? I think I know why he made this direction. I think
Say more, brother. Say more.
Because we don't get to the nitty gritty when it comes down to this shit. You know what I'm saying? You are one of the top streamers, and then you say that, oh yeah, I'm going to go ahead and take my little vacation after doing Mafiathon 3, and you said, fuck it, I'm not going to do this no more. And that whole, I think the main problem out of all of that stuff was that conversation with Dan Clancy. Him not being put on the Twitch Mount Rushmore.
It's crazy.
And just that conversation of, them two, like, Dan doubling down or whatever, like, it kind of hurt him a little bit.
Yeah, for sure.
It hurt him a lot. Because you literally told me into my face something that, like, you said something right here, and then I'm watching the clip, and you just, like, pretty much downplaying me. Now you're like, what the fuck? No. I'm not giving y'all no more money. I'm taking my talents to South Beach.
Yeah.
AKA Italy.
Yeah.
So, but it's just, as far as him with this brand and stuff like that, I'm just like, you coming to fashion nigga now? I don't believe that.
Here's I agree with everything you just said. Like it does feel like he's mad at Dan for kind of hating on him. You know what I mean? Like, and I listen, I get it. Like, Dan did kind of hoe him. You know what I mean? So I would be petty too, and I'd be like, I could go anywhere.
I can create my own platform if I really wanted to.
Exactly.
Right.
And I wouldn't put it past him. But I will say that I am always super happy to see somebody, especially as young as Kai, like, be very like open to something new. You know what I mean? Like it I'm not gonna lie, I was proud. I was like proud to kind of see him be like, I don't want to do this anymore. I want to do this. Like I want to like pursue this. The thing that I didn't like though is the announcement, is the rollout of that. Like, I just wanted him to just do it. You know what I mean? Like it felt, everything with Kai, unfortunately, and again, he's so young, but he doesn't really see it. But like everything with Kai does feel like promo. It does feel like promo for the next things that he's doing. It doesn't really feel genuine. It just feels like he's promoting like even that video, it didn't feel like genuine and authentic because there's a whole production around it. You know what I mean? It's like when Kevin Hart made a documentary about himself. It's just weird. You know what I mean? Just to promote something. So I didn't like that. I feel like it would have been different if he just maybe like even like tweeted or even just put in his IG story this like what he's been up to and like, hey, I'm working on this. Like, but just focus on working on it.
Just pop up. No, just pop up.
Yeah, or just pop up. But I mean, you listen. Like, I think there's something to be said though about like the support part. You know what I mean? Like, if you have a community of people that fuck with you and that support you, like no matter what, you do kind of have to like let them know what you're doing. You know what I mean? Like, and again, you can pop up and they'll find you, but at the same time, you still want to at least get the word out because then you can do like a word of mouth thing. But you don't have to make a whole fucking series.
Okay, so here's the thing for me. I think the hardest part about like I would prefer if he had done that. That's how I would operate 100%. I would just do the thing, right? Yeah. But I think the hard part, again, we keep mentioning his age, right? He's so young, and at this point in his life, he's made an absolute career of his vulnerability. You know what I mean? Like, even when I was watching the video and like the stuff he's talking about, like he wants to release a clothing line and he wants to include the book of all his thoughts, all the designs, all the like the road to finishing. What is it, Vivette? The entire thought process. Like, I think, again, you know, the internet can be a really mean place, and like I'm not saying you guys are like the internet, but I think like a lot of people are like, that's weird. Like, why is he being so vulnerable? And it's like, if we look at the track record, his track record has always shown that he's that type of person. Like, I'm open to sharing everything. You know, he's doing sleep marathons and, you know, inviting everybody to his house, and that's how he's always been. Why would it change now because he's switching?
Most of that is just, you know, that's the celebrity trying to hop on the wave.
Right.
You know, and they see a young nigga popping, they gonna try to hop and see what they do. So, like Kevin Hart. Why is Kevin Hart with him? I'm gonna be honest.
I love that shit.
Be honest.
That was hilarious. I'm not gonna be mad at it.
That's fine. It can be hilarious, but we gotta really like.
No, I agree. I agree with Rome on this one. Like, I still and also with like the vulnerability thing about Kai, like always kind of like letting people in. Like, that's streaming and that's content. You're making a clothing line, bro. The
content.
The emphasis should be on it's a product.
But I'm just saying his track record, right? Has shown he's consistent. Like, one thing he knows how to do is create content, right? No. So he's stepping into a new place. I don't expect him to do anything other than create more content. That's where he started. I don't expect that he wouldn't. And his supporters
are people who watch streamers, so he needs to find a way to bridge that gap.
No, for sure. Right. I think the difference though is that he's already like a celebrity, right? He's already done it. He's already been the biggest celebrity now. If you're sitting here and you're saying, I want to have the best clothing line, listen, maybe that's the discrepancy. He's saying he wants the biggest clothing line or the best clothing line. Those are two very different things. Because you can have the best clothing line means that you're focusing on making the clothes good. The biggest clothing line means you'll sell it at fucking Walmart.
He wants both, and this is what we're saying about the youth. You know, like, because I listen to Law Roach. He's American fashion stylist, really, really well known, and he's like telling him the history, like, you know, this is what such and such did. Louis Vuitton did the suitcase for, like, he's telling him the wisdom, and he keeps saying, I want to do what I, you know, basically what I want to do. But, you know, obviously in a more respectful way. But, you know, he's like, Law was like, pick one thing, make yourself known for that, and then move forward. But Kai is just, he's really focused on, I want to make products that I feel like represent what I'm trying to create, right? And I think, again, we always talk about the fact that he's so young. Like, I think a lot of that is playing a part in here. Like, I'm sure somebody told him, like, you don't have to do a rollout for your clothing brand. Like, you could just drop the clothing brand,
Right.
The
and
content is
his
part of
youth, if in his young mind, well, I've always made content, I've always been vulnerable, I've always welcomed people into my thoughts,
so why don't
I can just do that here. And I think that's all, I think that's all he's thinking. He's not thinking about like long term Vived.
Right.
He's thinking about like, how do I launch this successfully?
Long term, it's going to damage the brand.
I think it waters it down.
It's going to damage the brand. Go ahead, Tori.
I just got a few things to say. I actually made a couple notes, but I only have one thing to say about the I Quit vid, and that's just that I low-key respect it, and I respect that he's trying to go into different avenues. I think it's a smart move. It's better than trying to get into the drink or the food game that a lot of content creators are doing. But I think in the long scheme of things, content creation is not usually a lifetime career, right? Like, I think it's smart to do what you can, invest the money you make, turn that notoriety into something that can like actually last. And that's why we have so many creators who try to land podcasts or become television personalities or actors or own their own businesses. And so I think he's like going about like that direction the right way, because he probably realizes this probably isn't going to last forever.
Right.
And that's all I have to say about that. But as far as the Dan Clancy thing, so he puts Kai Cenat on his Mount Rushmore originally, but then he takes it back. So like he had the tiniest bit of pressure put on him from like another young content creator, and he folded like a lawn chair. Like not everyone is going to have the same answer, because the Mount Rushmore question is an opinion-based question. So he could have said anything, that's his opinion, whatever. Like, this man said that he only said Kai was on his Mount Rushmore because Kai asked him directly. Like, this is supposed to be a CEO. And he bent his answer like Beckham because someone had something to say about it.
Ooh,
like,
that's crazy. That's a bar. That's a bar.
It's just
like Beckham.
It's ridiculous because I don't know much about Kai Cenat, but I know that Kai's impact is record breaking, and his impact is being minimized behind closed doors and through open doors. He's a legend in his own right. He's been one of the top streamers for years. We know this. But yeah, minimized time and time again. I don't know if you guys remember, but he had like broken a record a few years ago, and they sent him some like real ugly customized shoes.
Yeah, the little Twitch shoes.
He made them so much money, and he sent them shoes. Or they sent him shoes, I'm sorry.
Yeah. So we know what those people like.
Yeah.
It was like
listen.
It had like other words on there. It was just it was
ugly. And not only has he pulled himself up as a top streamer, but he's brought others with him. He's had celebrities on. He's traveled. He's done things no other content creators.
Not to mention Streamer University.
Streamer University. He's teaching people, bringing friends up with him. People don't properly recognize that. And he's been hyping himself up along the way, because that just goes to prove nobody else will. So, yeah, that's what I have to say on that.
Listen, dog.
It's a shame.
Dog. Yeah. Y'all remember, if we go back maybe to episode 1 or 2 of the Nerdy Lemons podcast, I said I don't fuck with who?
Yeah, you were emphatically
not supposed to be the CEO of Twitch.
And I awkwardly looked at the camera and said, Dan, I know we're on your platform. I don't know what this guy's talking about.
I'm just saying, I said he's out of touch.
Yeah.
He doesn't know what's really going on in these streets. He doesn't realize the impact, like you said, Atari, the impact that Kai has had outside of just the money, because we know the money's good for Twitch on that, but outside of the money, Kai has built an entire he's raised an entire generation, bro.
Yeah, he got his own little MCU of streaming.
Yeah.
This is what I'm saying, dog. So it's like, yeah, I've been off of, I've always been confused by Dan Clancy when he said that. When I saw that little clip from the Streamer Awards, I was like, see, told y'all, man. This guy doesn't know what it really is. He doesn't appreciate the people that have, again, like you said, created like a full-on culture, a full-on he's just created so much for an entire generation. He doesn't appreciate that shit. He doesn't see outside of maybe the analytics. But again, so I'm proud of Kai for at least taking what he's built, what Kai and the AMP niggas have built, and making something with it. The rollout though is kind of weird.
Rollout.
I just feel like it was like, I feel like I understood where he was coming from with it, but I kind of wish he wouldn't have done it. Like I he's a content creator.
I get,
so he's creating content, but I just wish he would have left that
to see that shit though.
But to RJ's point, is all he knows, bro.
And that's one of my follow-up questions is, do you guys think, because he said I quit, right? And there's been a lot of discourse on whether or not he's actually going to quit streaming as a whole, or because in the video he mentions is I quit, overthinking, I quit, being concerned about what other people are going to think, or all these specific things that he quit. Do you guys think that he is done streaming as a whole, or do you think he just quits with those, being in a box?
No, he's definitely gonna pop back up because that's where his honestly bread and butter is, truthfully. And of course he has a more youthful. I'm sorry.
GDP. Can you guys hear GDP?
Yeah, I can.
Yeah,
we can hear GDP. Yeah.
She's just always muting me.
That's crazy. And she be trying to blame me for stuff.
Oh my gosh. All right.
Let me know.
I'm sorry, because you were muted on our end.
You're good, GDP. You're good.
Over here.
Okay, what I was saying is that one all that he knows, and two, his he has a youthful, younger fan base whose attention span is like this nowadays, right? So you got to put that to perspective as well, right?
Yeah.
But and overall, y'all said everything y'all said. I pretty much agree with. But the main thing I will say is that if this is a genuine transition, what he wants to do growing up, then you know what? If he's really genuine about it, I say go for it. I will. Best thing I can tell.
That's the only thing I don't believe it.
Right. That's what I was just about to say.
Okay,
I'm gonna keep it fuck with you. He was not a fly nigga. I watched the shoe for shoe with him and Bruce. He ain't know what the fuck he had on majority of the time.
No, real shit, real shit. And I think that to what you were just saying, GDP, if he's really serious about this fashion shit, he wouldn't have put out content about the fashion shit. He would have just put out the clothes.
Would have just popped out. It would have just popped out.
He just put out the clothes. But again,
you know what I'd like to think about it. I'd like to think that he is exploring a hobby. Is the way that I'd like to frame it. Like from what I can see, and this is something we'll talk about in a bit, but from the Kai's Mind channel, he's exploring hobbies. He's picked up sewing. He's picked up reading. He's traveling more.
Is crazy.
Hey.
we don't need. Look, keep it a buck. I'm here for you, but we don't need to see that shit.
Nah, we don't.
Right.
But I will say, as one of those people, because as we keep mentioning, like he's raising a generation, and I feel like what I'm noticing with some people, they're losing their ability to have hobbies, right? Like some of the younger generation, like their hobby is TikTok. Their hobby is like watching, I don't know, what's the new one? Baddies. Like I do like sometimes when I think about it, the vulnerability to encourage others to pick up hobbies. But I hate
He's not even at that point yet, though.
Yeah,
he's not doing it for the love of the game.
He's immediately he's immediately going from showing one thing to showing another. It's almost really again like it doesn't feel like you're really tapped into this hobby because you keep broadcasting it. And I think Kai is so used to the attention. Like let's not put Kai on like a pedestal of like that he's this like super self-aware.
Yeah,
dude.
no.
He thrives. He's made millions off of attention. So I'm so I can go out on a limb and probably say like, listen, he probably ties a lot of his own self-worth and a lot of his own value to the attention that he gets. Now imagine turning all that off and just focusing on reading without anybody knowing that you're learning how to read, without anybody knowing that you're behind the scenes making fashion stuff. I don't think that those things actually serve him right now.
And you know how we know that you're correct
to the attention thing.
You know how we know that you're correct? So one of the things, and this is why I say, like, I wish he wouldn't have done the video. I understand his intention, but I wish he wouldn't have done the video. He did the whole entire rollout, right? Of the vet and the I quit and all that stuff, right? And at the same time, he's been uploading videos to his secret YouTube channel where he's been exploring his hobbies and stuff, right?
Sure.
At the end of the vet video, he says, hey guys, I've been uploading videos to a secret channel.
I saw it.
If you want to follow me there, you can. And I said, I feel like in that moment, it disinvalidated almost everything he was trying to do. Because to your point, that's the wanting the attention. Like, this channel isn't getting much attention. Like, let's go ahead and get you guys over here as well. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, I don't know.
I remember him, like, he made like an Instagram story of him. Like, that's when he first promoted the secret channel, like the Instagram first. He made his own little private Instagram. He's like, "Yo, it's available right now. If you want to go ahead and see what I got going on." But I'm a private it after a certain amount of time. And then it's like, okay.
It's like, okay. Why are you why are you telling us this?
First off,
marketing. People want to be in.
Listen, I'm gonna say it. I said it before. I'm gonna say it again. I'm a grown ass man. I don't give a fuck.
Jobs.
That just gave me and my niggas more opportunity to pop these damn streams out. Now that nigga going, we can get this shit popping. Let's get it.
Nah, real shit.
Let's get it.
Okay, but to Seto's point, he said, I don't think his AMP contract will let him quit streaming. He shows his whole life now. You're saying we don't need to see part of it, you know? So I feel like that's
we don't need to see reading a book for 5.
Bro,
it just felt so performative.
Eating grapes. Like you in shit, bro. We don't
video of him reading a book.
We don't care.
15 minutes. The whole 15 minutes.
There are some people
no
do.
Because now it's to a point where I want you to go ahead and do a book report on what you just read, nigga.
Oh, not the book report.
Right.
If you
listen, no, real shit. It's the same. It's the same thing as people who film themselves in the gym, but they don't. But they just go to the gym to film that one set, and then they don't finish their workout.
They don't finish their workout. Y'all look. I be posting
the same
my
thing. You know damn well this nigga didn't continue reading after that video.
Yeah,
he read for the full 15 minutes. Oh my god.
Like
the book report is crazy.
Read, nigga. No, I don't give a fuck. Maybe to the younger ones. Maybe to the younger ones. That's cool.
Yeah,
I'm
probably.
All for it. I'm all for you reading the book, but you can just do that by yourself.
This is what I was gonna say too, man. He and again, a lot of that video that he put out was about, and he's kind of been on this campaign to like really bring awareness to his own mental health. But you kind of went on record and said like you've lost touch with who you are when you were streaming, when you were putting yourself out there. Like you've lost touch with reality. He said that shit.
Mm-hmm.
But you're continuing to feed into that whole matrix of it all with putting your still looking for that attention thing. So it's like you're not really taking care of the thing that you said you needed to get back in touch with. You like the idea of it, right? You like the idea of like, I'm gonna go and start a clothing line. Cool, that could get you back in touch with reality. I'm gonna go like learn how to read. Cool, that can get you back in touch with reality. But like you're still cranking out, you're doing those things as a secondary to crank, you're giving your to as a secondary to cranking out content. Like you're just coming up with new content ideas.
Mm-hmm.
You're not actually investing time into getting back in touch with who you are. Maybe he did when on his hiatus, but then but I think he got that itch again. Like, damn, I've been down for 3 months or however long it was. I need to like get attention back on me again. Bro,
Let me prop this phone up real quick while I read this book.
This is what I'm saying, dog. It's like, yo, like again, it doesn't feel like he's really about that life of like, and I fuck with Kai. I know I sound harsh right now, but like, it doesn't seem like he's really trying to get back in touch with who he is and his own humanity behind closed doors. Everything has to be a show, which it doesn't surprise me. He's made his millions, and off of that, he started when he was in high school, and so this is all he knows. I don't think he knows who he is without that shit, though. You know what I mean? And that's hard for anybody to learn. It's like an athlete who you know, it's like somebody who grows up playing basketball their whole life. They blow their knee out. They have to figure out who they are without basketball. You know, and sometimes that's forced when you blow your knee out. Kai, there's nothing that's keeping him from just going right back into content. You know what I mean? Like, if he, let's say, I mean, he's doing it. He's still, listen, if he, let's say he like got like an acid burn or something, and he could never show his face again, like God forbid. But it's like that would keep him from putting himself out there all the time. He would actually then have to go find something else to do. You know what I mean? So it's like, but he's not really doing that. He's just pretending that he's doing that.
Do you guys think that a Mount Rushmore should be based on like, you know, who was first, or do you think that it should be based on who is the most impactful? Because there's been a lot of like discourse in the community.
That's the impact.
No, it should be whoever's first.
Impact. I don't care who is
easily.
I think you can. I think you can mix a little bit.
I think it's up to whoever is answering the question. I feel like it's a completely opinion-based question.
It's a subjective question.
And your word is your word. So why are you going back on it? That's so weird.
Yeah, Seto says Mount Rushmore is the oldest president. And
just because he's the CEO, like, you know what I'm saying? It's a lot of people, you know what I mean? But like him not having them on there is kind of bonkers, not gonna lie though. It's kind of bonkers, bro.
And if he didn't put it there in the first place, that's fine.
Yeah,
but
that would have been weird.
Yeah, but
he took it back.
Double down. Yeah, you double down on that. Like, that's kind of corny.
Like, did he have a Mount Rushmore beforehand, and then he changed? Like, you're building the Mount Rushmore, and you already put a nigga on there.
Then you said, nope,
you're undoing the Mount Rushmore, bro.
Put the rocks back.
Yeah, no, for real. It's like, dude, you already made up your mind.
Yeah.
Like, and I get it. Like, if something better comes, but I don't know, man. Impact, I feel like is everything. You know what I mean? Like, and again, I get it. Like, you know, like the Black Sato said, like, yeah, Mount Rushmore is the oldest president. I don't know if that's entirely true. Is it the first four? Like,
it's a mix.
I don't think it's the first four.
I think it's like the third, then it jumps to like the 16th, 28th. But like, there's a mix.
But even then, it's like it's not just the old, like the people that are on Mount Rushmore had a huge impact on America by the time it was built.
Right.
You know what I mean? So if you're putting together a Mount Rushmore now,
right,
then you're looking at, okay, who had the biggest impact on this platform as we built this thing out? And when you already established like Kai, and then you say never mind, it's like, nah, man, that's some weird shit. That's some weird shit.
And I think the thing that makes it like so awkward, because it's like, I could understand, like, I know it was Justin TV before, but I really don't feel like Twitch had the popularity that it did until like 2019, which
once COVID
unless I'm tripping is fairly recent, right? So we're talking about like OGs, but Twitch as a whole didn't even get gas until like 2019, and by then, you know, Kai Cenat was already Kai Cenat. Like, and he just grew and grew and grew up until now. Like, I don't think it would be weird or, you know, not considerate of the OGs to say like Kai has had a major impact on the Twitch community, or else their streamer university wouldn't have been a thing. You know, Mafiathon wouldn't have been as big as it was.
And just the IRLs too. Like,
yeah.
You know,
people followed suit on that. Like
real shit though. This is why I don't fuck with Dan Clancy, bro. Because he's not tapped in at all.
Yeah.
The culture to our culture, bro.
Yeah, you and I know Gallup. I know you seen his little algorithm. He got to turn his horny down.
Bro, this is what
he got.
He got on the bathtub streams.
Hot girls when they so he really got tapped in.
So he doesn't know. No. Well, he knows. Somebody has to have told him. He's the CEO. Is he not getting like a memo report? Like, there's no way he doesn't actually know.
Bro, listen. Somebody told me a story yesterday that they mentioned 106 in Park to somebody, and they said, "What is that?" Right. Yeah, so there are people that are just so like Dan Clancy is not part of our culture. The impact that Kai has had within our culture, like how he's been embraced by everybody in our culture, it goes without saying. He has had a massive impact on Black culture specifically, bro. So Dan Clancy not being aware of that,
there's no way.
Him as an old white guy, bro.
There's no way. You know what? We're gonna say we can't say that Kai Cenat is only like there's no way he does not know. Kai Cenat, there's all kinds of people running up to him. There's all kinds of like people crying, people like, oh, call my kid. You gotta call my kid. But the main dominant
group though, but the main dominant group though are
exactly.
There's no way he doesn't know, even if we're the dominant group. Even if I'm not gonna give him out with that. No,
it's not that he doesn't know. No, but RJ,
he doesn't care to know.
Exactly. It's not that he doesn't know, RJ. Like GDP just said, it's that he doesn't believe that it's important because of the fabric of this nation.
So you mean to tell me he's never watched one of his streams?
Oh yeah,
because watching any of his streams, you can pick up on how important.
I didn't say that. He's probably very well aware of his streams, but again, he sees all of that shit as inferior to whatever he thinks deserves to be on.
You forget Kai's a loud guy.
He thinks that is lower. That is not worthy of being on Mount Rushmore.
I need to talk to him because I need to figure out how. I've been in like 3 Kai Cenat streams. Like before I even realized like how big he was, I jumped in a stream, right? I was like, let me see what the big deal is, right? Everybody keeps talking about this guy. I jumped in a stream and I said, whoa. You know, the chat is rolling and it's like on a different level than like, you know, I've been in like a ninja stream, right? I've been in like a lot of different types of person. It's there's no way you go into a Kai Cenat stream and you don't see the impact that is making on the Twitch community as a whole.
That's the kids.
There's no way.
It's the youth.
He brought the youth to your platform, and you're going to tell me that he doesn't realize the impact that's made on his platform?
As long as they're giving them money.
But that isn't. You see what I'm saying? Like he's impacting enough to give money. The kids are giving their allowances to this random person, and that doesn't have an impact. Yeah, there's nothing else, Gallup. There's nothing else.
Make me smile. I can't.
I just can't. I can't imagine a world where you're that cool.
He's gone.
Not the rolled up side.
You don't know how to go. Beep.
I cannot.
You wild for that one, man.
Because
if so, his team needs to shake him. If that's really like the
dog. But the best way that I could describe it, is, and we're just gonna keep it a stack. How many times have highly qualified brothers and sisters, more qualified than anybody else in the interviews, not gotten the job, even though they're more qualified?
We can
It's
list many
usually
times.
because no matter how qualified you are, you're still, and that's inferior to what we think
I can't get jiggy
deserves
with
to be at
that.
the top.
That's odd.
This is a symptom of that. That's why it was so weird. That video, I knew exactly what was happening. It's like, bro, numbers don't lie. Like, no, again, like you're saying, RJ, you're talking about numbers. Numbers don't lie. But and us being in the culture, the impact don't lie. Like, but again, Dan Clancy is a 70-year-old white guy. Why would he be like, yeah, man, yeah, that kid right there, he's the one? No.
Because the Twitch community told you that.
He doesn't give a fuck.
Look at the streamer awards. Kai won like 4 awards at the last.
Care.
Like, read the notes. Did you skip the emails? Like, what the like? How is it possible that on your own platform, the entire platform is saying unanimously this guy has changed the fucking platform, and then it's still, oh well, I'm not really sure. The numbers aren't lying to you. The community isn't lying to you. Why are you still being confused?
Plausible deniability. If there's anything that I can, yeah, that's cool. But he's not this. So he's obvious. He's automatically not. There's no way he could do it. How many times have we seen that shit?
Yeah, they keep raising the bar and changing the rules and minimizing the impact.
Thank you.
It's a vicious cycle.
That's all it is. And Kai is not exempt from that, especially from somebody like Dan Clancy. I don't trust dude. When I saw he was the CEO, I'm like, there's only one reason why he's the CEO. He's not the age demographic. He's not the ethnic demographic. He's not none of that, bro. Dan Clancy, there's no reason why he should be the CEO of something like Twitch. Just like the head of design at BET is also an old white guy. It doesn't make any sense. But for some reason some reason their opinion is the most. It holds the most weight, even though there's no logic behind it. So yeah, I'm not a fan of Dan Clancy, bro. Listen, he's cool. He plays instruments on his stream, like he's a hippie. Like, yeah, that's cool, bro. I see right through that shit, bro. And we saw it front and center. Kai called him out on that shit, and we saw exactly how he actually feels, bro. So yeah, I ain't with that. I ain't with that bullshit, bro.
Yeah. It's unfortunate.
Your camera is working overtime.
Trying to lock into the textures, bro. Okay. Well, with that, we are going to be right back in a few minutes with our hot take segment.
Do we feel like streaming and content creation is dying? Specifically, do we feel like streaming is dying?
Spicy.
I don't think so yet, because I think people really enjoy interaction and interacting with other people, you know. Yeah, I think that's the biggest thing. The interaction is incredible, and then if you find somebody that you really, really enjoy just watching, maybe not even talking to, but just watching and seeing how they like react and respond to different things, it's really amazing. So I don't know. I think, at least for me, streaming isn't dying.
Yeah, I can agree on that one. Just being able to have that community alone, and like we could just kick it and be on some chill shit. It's literally like, yo, having your cousins coming over at the crib and we just kicking it. I mean, I don't know, everybody stream differently, but I know when we here, we be vibing. It's nothing but a vibe. So I like places to where, you know, I'm warm welcoming. So people come in there, I treat you with respect. I'm saying, yo, you know, talk to you, have a conversation. We talk about shit, you know, we crack jokes, all types of stuff. People like that type of interaction. And then on top of just off the stuff that you do,
Yeah.
Like you might put some people on. A lot of people don't know or haven't really heard about, these old vintage games or whatever like that, and that now that it's being showcased, it's like, oh, like this is cool. Oh, and the stream is also cool too. All right, that was kind of lit here.
So far, what I'm hearing is that streaming isn't dying. It's actually going back to a place that was much more uh, about community versus the numbers.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm
100%.
kind of wondering if it might become, I don't want to say a requirement moving forward, but I think that digitally, it's like the only way, in a way, to prove like you're actually creating the art that you're saying. Like being able to watch like the process of like a musician or something, like as they're building the album from scratch. It might be the digital like touch grass. Like it might, I don't know.
Yeah.
I kind of wonder.
that too. Cause I do like seeing, like music progression when they just cook it from top to bottom. Like I think that's pretty cool. I think it's
But the days of like the IRL and like the extravagant streams with the challenges, like basically like the Kai type of streams, it seems like those have kind of it seems like people realize that they will never be able to emulate that. And
nah.
so it just makes sense to just, hey, we're just gonna kick it. Like
You gotta be you gotta be yourself.
you gotta be yourself. I was just gonna
That
say
part.
You gotta be yourself. A
Yeah.
lot of these people,
Yeah.
if we're really gonna keep it a buck, yo, like especially around that 2020, 2021 COVID, Kai finally get things popping with at the AMP house now. Like, it was a lot of ridiculous shit that was happening. You had OF models on streams. Just ridiculous.
Wild.
You know what I'm saying? Just loud as hell.
How over the top can you be?
Over the top can you be? Like, bro, you just be in the fucking crib. I don't give a fuck. You say, oh, he's a kid. No, he's 21. You know better.
So okay. So then this is my final follow-up question to that. It seems like what you guys are saying is that Twitch and streaming is less about the attention economy than it was maybe a year or two ago. And it's more so about, again, going back to the idea of community, going back to the idea of hanging out in the chat, not necessarily, am I watching something crazy about to happen? You're saying that that's peaked and people are over that. And people are now, okay.
I think
I would like to think so. I would like to think so. Or it needs to. Anyway.
I hope so.
Facts. It was getting out of hand.
No, there needs to be a return to form.
Yeah, sorry.
Yeah, I think that there's a way to balance it because, like, I mean, I do the occasional IRL stream, and I know like a few of my friends do as well. And one of my close friends just did a Hot Ones challenge with like her IRL like best friend, and there's like ways to do really intense, really fun things, but keep it cozy and keep the community there. You know, like everyone's there for like you to see like how you react to it and like supporting you and rooting for you. But, so there's like ways to do those exact same things, but keep it nice.
And
interesting.
Like there's times like, I'll do like a bowling stream and I'll have, me and the guys who just go out to go bowling and, it'd be a good time. It'd be entertaining, but it'd be a good time. Like you don't have to do the over the top.
Yeah.
That's how you get kicked out of places.
No, big facts.
For real.
I like what RJ said, and we've talked about it on this podcast a bunch of times. But like again, the streaming, I've always kind of felt this way, but the streaming is kind of the digital touch grass, right? And it's the only way that you can be sure that the person that you're talking to or watching or the community around that that's a real person. There's authenticity there. You're not, it's not, it can't be like an AI situation, or at least it's really difficult to do that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, or at least we're not there yet. God forbid that ever happens. But
there's so many niches as well. Like co-working has been crazy on the rise. There's someone I watch, and he plays as a puppet. Like he's like a Muppet. Like his whole thing, like it's just a little Muppet character, and he talks through it, and he like it's really cool. And then there's a guy who just like rides his bike through London, and he keeps his camera on. I watch that sometimes. It's just really relaxing. Yeah, and then there's another guy who's like a scam call like baiter, and he just does like voices and stuff all the time.
I like that guy.
Yeah, like there's so much that people are doing. So I don't think streaming is dead, because there's so many creative people.
It seems like it's diversified a little bit. It seems like it's become a little less like 1% and come back to the people.
Yeah. I think it's just people just need to step outside the box.
Yeah.
Like they see Twitch, they see Kai, they see obnoxious type of content. Meanwhile, other content or streamers or whatever that's really out here.
Yeah,
really out here that'll give you what you need.
Yeah, it's just hard because the other stuff is so glorified. Like that's what gets the likes. That's what gets the big clicks. Like the hundreds of thousands of clicks. Meanwhile, what we're talking about, the more slow and steady streams, 12,000, 20,000. Like it doesn't get as much like attention.
And to the point that we made earlier is, what are you streaming for? Are you streaming because you want to hang out with your community, or are you in desperation mode where you need the dough? Right.
I think a lot of the people that are trying to emulate in desperation.
Yep. And that's where you get the copycats, and that's where you get the, all the, again, where streaming feels like it's becoming dead and stale. But again, like if you're authentic to who you are, and you're doing it for your community, and you're doing it to hang out and have a good time, then that's when you're going to get the more grounded streams, and streaming will keep going.
I do it for the love of the game.
That's it.
For the love of the game. That's it, yo.
Word up.
Like, people don't have that. They just pop up on cam and just do wild stuff, and it's like, right, bro, you get a burnout after that. After a while, it's like, okay, is there anything else that you have in store? Like,
so true.
That's what we were talking about. Like, I think I'm done with just making shorts and clips and shit.
Yeah, man.
That's part of the doing that. Even though we don't like it, that's part of the I gotta get my
machine.
Turn
the wheel.
Yeah,
real men, but just to show them like, okay, this is what we do over here. But it's also on how you present it.
Yeah.
You present it on like how they do over there. It's like, okay, I see what type of niche you got going on, versus like, okay, you put in a lot of thought and detail on these shorts. Like,
right,
okay, I see your vision, I see where you're going at with this. Like, my clips are totally different from GDP clips, but I get his sense of content.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like it's different versus you have some that literally, like y'all said, literally emulate the same format.
Right.
The same format. It's just like, okay, all right.
Yeah.
I've seen this before.
Very rinse and repeat heavy.
Yeah. Me don't like that fam. Me don't like
that fam. That shit not good.
Me don't like that.
That shit no good. Playing in them things.
Yeah, you get like, no, me don't like that. Me don't make a holler.
Yeah.
All right. Well, that'll bring us to the conclusion of episode 8 of the Nerdy Lemons podcast. Yeah. Thank you for all of the lovely people who have followed this brand new channel. We really appreciate you guys sticking around, hanging out with us.
Yeah.
We will see you next month for another episode and lots more topics. Much love, Seto. Thank you for pulling up. Yeah, and
Seto.
you know, my name's RJ. We had Gallup today, Atari, GDP, and Rome. So check us out on our other channels. I think Atari's linking them in. W Atari, bro. Oh my gosh. And
Yoni.
yeah, we will
Yoni.
see
your
you
dance, do your
next
dance.
time.
Boom blow.
Till next
Bye,
time.
y'all.
Period. Bye.
Hey, yeah.